CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
Injured at work? Injured while working at home? Pearson Coucher Law. 215-627-0700 or hit them up online at mywclawyer.com. Pearson Coucher Law. Workers' comp. That's all we do.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
Hey guys, Jacqueline Tucker here. Anytime I'm in the mood for some R&B, I'm listening to my CMP Radio app. Make sure you go and download it.
CMPRadio.net.
It's infamy. Exclusive.
Dang, I know you tired of them little niggas talking about nothing. Talking about nothing. Man, I try and hear a real nigga talking about something. Dang, I know you tired of them broke niggas talking about money. Talking about money. Dang, nigga, you ain't talking facts, you ain't talking about nothing. Woke up in the morning and I said a prayer. Like, Lord, I want it now, he said it's better later. Now that's talking to somebody that was never patient. I never waited, and now I'm so fly that I'm levitating. My nigga, I'm so hot, I mean I'm meditating. I'm heavy faded on every flavor, so my mental state is on mental patient. Ha, I need some motherfucking medication. Fuck the phony love, I'ma make them niggas hate. 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 So my niggas told me where.
Good morning, everybody out there, man. It is Wednesday, January 20th, Inauguration Day. That's right, yes. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be inaugurated at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Excitement for the outgoing president, more excitement for the incoming administration. But first, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, KC Electric, Pressure Inc., Abstract Kings, our new sponsor, Northern Marketing, Boys and Girls Club of Chester, and CASA. That's right, CASA. And I want to say good morning to my family, man. You know, Big Bro, K Hunt, Mr. Ruffle Your Feathers, and the ever-glowing, radiant, all-knowing, never backing down, Nafati fucking Williams. Miss Info, man.
Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all feeling, man?
Oh, I'm great.
You know what it is.
It's inauguration day.
Is it?
Yes, it's inauguration
Wednesday,
day. At
baby.
12, I will be home in my chucks and my pearls.
You turning up for Ben?
I'm turning up for Cam.
We turning up for JB?
I'm turning up for Cam.
You know what's crazy? When she was running for president, what did Nafati say?
I didn't like her.
Right. Now she won vice president.
No, see, when she was attempting to run for president, I had to
two-faced
look
it
at her.
is?
Good morning, Dante. No, it's not
They'll
about
change up
two-faced.
on you when you get power.
The whole thing, what? Power? No, it's recognition.
No, I'm
it's
just
a
saying
different.
like power, like Pico Energy
No,
power.
good morning, Tanya.
Laheed power.
It's recognition of the fact that she has opened doors for my 17-year-old daughter who will graduate this year. For
What
my
door did she open?
13-year-old daughter.
She became the vice president.
She's the first
I
black
thought you meant she
female.
like opened the
This
door
is
to a jail.
This is a historical moment. Like we have to live in this moment the
We
same
do.
way when Barack became president. We
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
live in the moment that our sons could now one day take that seat.
What happens if one year it's a black president and a black vice president?
It's going to kill them. Now I don't think we're going to see that in our lifetime.
Why wouldn't we?
Because we're not.
Why wouldn't we?
I'm
Our
talk that into
grandparents said
existence.
that. Our grandparents said that they weren't going to see a black president in their lifetime.
What about
But it's
a
gonna
Hispanic?
happen.
It would be good to see a Hispanic.
I would
a
love to see one of
Latin
Aubrey's.
descendant in
Good morning, twin.
or like an Asian in the White House.
That's gonna happen.
I want an Asian to be in the White House, dog. I
Why?
want to go I want to go to the White House and like their meals is like General Toast chicken
I don't
and
want rice.
shrimp and broccoli.
I don't want rice,
Like
bro.
I'm there, dog. I'm full of shits.
Again, you know
We don't
what? I
understand
want
nothing
I want to
they
have a
say.
moment where I sit down and eat some Chinese food because the way y'all talk about it just makes it sound so good. And
You have to
You
go
gotta
to
go to
a
the right
real,
place, yeah.
real Asian restaurant. Because to me, these
Little
places,
short. I like that one.
where your pearls at, twin?
oh, they home. They home. They ready. They ready. My blazer, my T-shirt. I'm waiting for Miss Penny to bring my T-shirt.
Yeah, we gonna.
I got my red and white Chucks. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't really support JB. I don't like any of his antics or anything. I'm just happy that we switching over.
I'm happy for the transfer
I'm
too.
ready for the new roller coaster.
It doesn't matter if I support him or not. I just hope he does something different. That's it. I just want to see you try to get America as a whole back on track.
They've been trying that shit.
Nah, they haven't been.
haven't
They was
been.
trying to get white people on track. They
That's
was trying
America.
no. I'm gonna not say that. I'm gonna say that we all need a redirection of path.
I think he's starting it off great, sending out that 1,400 STEMI.
I want you to stop talking about the STEMI.
Send that 1,400 STEMI out, baby.
So who gets the 1,400? Everybody.
Everybody who got the 600.
So if I got 600,
No, you only get the 1,400 to add to your 600 to
That's
give you
bullshit.
$2,000.
Just drop that STEMI.
It's
it
still,
would be nice if everybody.
It's
get the
still not
1,400.
enough.
You should send the kids something too. If you
People
give
buy
me
art
more,
when
you
they
should
got
send the-
STEMIs.
Right.
Man, let me tell you something. My son come to me talking about when our stimulus check come. I said, who is ours? who is ours? Like, what is going on?
What you mean, dog? You getting the extra
He
money
said-
because of him?
He said, nah, I read it online.
Yeah.
It said that I get $600 or something. I'm willing to split it with you though, Mom.
Damn.
I said, oh, okay, thank you. How much of it do you need?
Yeah.
He sat down for a second. He said, well, my phone broke. So I'm gonna need at least $250. But then I gotta pay my bill. So I'm gonna need half.
$300.
I said, you got it.
Right.
You got it. If that's fair. He said, yes, that's fair because you
What
still
you mean
have to pay bills.
$300?
$300. Half of the.
Half
stimmy.
of the stimmy.
Oh, I thought they gave you this time around. I thought they was giving you $1,400 per person.
No, they gave you $600 a person, you and the kids. So
So the new STEMI isn't $1,400?
It's
the new one
$1,400
that's
for the
coming,
head of household.
yeah, because they were supposed to give us
Oh, and then
$2,000.
$6 per kid.
No,
But
it's
you
no
already
more
got the
six.
$6 per kid.
It's no more $6. You're just gonna get the $1,400.
Oh, okay.
Which is crazy because I feel like you should get,
I don't.
Drop that
$2,000 a piece.
Just drop that STEM.
Hey,
all the
Brian.
kids.
Listen,
Drop that STEM.
when and I asked him, I said, was it fair? He said, yeah, I mean, I know you got bills and stuff, Mom, and do something nice for yourself. That's what the nigga-
I know you got bills, Mom.
I know you got bills and stuff, Mom, and do something nice for yourself. I'm looking at him like, what?
I'm
Okay,
trying to take
well,
my
thank you.
1,400
Doc Henry.
STEMI. I'm trying to go get this fake paperwork done.
Dude,
With
oh,
these
man.
Fake pay stubs. Go see my man Dizzock.
Doc, he said, y'all think I don't know these pay stubs?
Let me get that Beamer off the lot. Doc, man, let me get that Beamer Benz Bentley. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, dog, I didn't know that you was
You
making.
better give me mine. Oh, hi, Huggy. I don't know why you didn't get a STEMI, Huggy. I don't know. I feel like you should get $2,000 a piece
Well,
too.
Right.
I mean,
We all feel like we
maybe
should
you
get something great, but
why would
let's
they
just be
give us that
thankful
money?
for what they give us.
I mean, if you move to Canada, they paying you every month. So
Let's just
go to
be-
Canada,
Let's
get
just
your
be
bread.
grateful for what they give you.
Yeah,
No, fuck that.
I mean,
Damn.
they didn't have to give us anything.
Remember all the years we were asking for reparations and we were sitting here like,
This
give us
it?
our
No,
money?
no, this is nowhere
No,
near reparations.
yeah, I was gonna say, is this
reparations
it?
got to come with land.
But do you see?
Reparations got to come with land.
But do
People
you
started
see how
buying
they
the
can
land
give
with the
money
money that
out,
they
though?
give.
No,
But-
listen to me. I'm saying so.
How
for
much
a country
money-
that was built on our backs? Reparation can't be money to buy land. Reparations has to be money
Plus
and
land.
land.
Okay.
Right.
You know,
I
and
get that.
probably a couple other extra things.
But they'll never get that. They'll never get a land part up. But listen, like you got $10,000 from if you got a small business, if you're moving in the right direction.
That's right.
You got over $15,000 if you did unemployment. You
See,
got
Huggy.
you got $2,000 in the beginning with the first stimulus. That was 12 and six apiece for anybody that you had, right?
Your numbers is all wrong.
Yeah,
My numbers ain't right. How my numbers
Mess
wrong?
on
You just said your numbers ain't right. I didn't say that.
no, he said
How my numbers
no.
off? You ain't get 15,000 from PUA?
No,
No?
no.
You got more than that?
no. Remember, I missed the first one that you told me about for the business. I was
No,
lunching.
he's talking about PUA.
I said PUA. I didn't say SBA.
No, I got my money from Paul down the street. He gave me a loan
This nigga's crazy.
I'm
because
going
he
to
was
math on it.
getting checks and he just gave me a loan because I fucked up. I was fucked up.
So anyway, you got over $30,000.
Whoa.
Way
last
more
year.
than that.
Well,
People should have waited.
I'm just saying you got
way more
over $30,000.
than that. If they did it right, they got way more.
Let me tell you, PA people are so different than Florida people, right? Because when I was in Miami, it was like all the youngins down there, all my friends and my folks down there, right, was like hype about it and telling each other, like, yo, did you get your PUA yet?
It's such
Yo.
a secret here.
Yeah, up here it's like niggas like people be lying, like they got their money. They be like, they get on the Facebook, they be like, man, I've been hustling all my life. It's finally paying off. I've been grinding all my life. I always was getting money like this.
But you
when I
know
was
why? Because the opinionated people here keep saying you're going to go to jail.
Right.
Y'all shouldn't
Yeah.
do that. If you could do it, do it.
Listen, when I was in Miami,
Every white household that was eligible for the PUA did that
it.
shit.
Yo, listen, down there though, right?
The only
Everybody
thing-
went and took people there. So like when I seen all my friends down there, every friend that I knew from down there, right, literally said to me, "Yo, did you get your PUA? You want help? I mean, not they didn't call it PUA down there. They called it something else. But they was like, "Did you get the money yet? Did you? I could sign you up. Do you want to go get your ID changed for Miami?" Like everybody was hype and helping each other. You go to like the mall. Man, when I went to oh fuck. It's a mall down there with like Versace and shit in there. There was all these black people in there. And I wasn't buying no Versace. And they was like, yo, dog, did you get your money? Yo, K Hunt, Art Monster, you get your money? Because, man, I'm about to buy this whole store the fuck out.
But it's crazy. It's like people are embarrassed to say they got help. Or people are embarrassed to say they got on the money train with everybody else. I don't understand why. I had to explain to somebody who inboxed me and said, is it legal? I'm like, absolutely. If the white folks doing it, it's legal. Can they come back and get us for it? The only way they can come back and get you for it is if you lied about your income. And then you're not lying because they sent everybody home except for the medical staff. And the
told everybody
emergency
shut down.
Yes, they told you to shut your stores down. Even Walmart had to figure out how to revamp. Good morning, Tori. How to revamp their schedule to accommodate their employees. You understand what I'm saying? At some point in time, they told us we couldn't go outside for 72 hours straight. Like we could not be outside on the street. You was gonna get pulled over. You gonna get a ticket. Then what's gonna happen? And then this, that, and the third. But here, oh man, y'all going to jail. Y'all all here scamming and this, that, and the third. No, sis, a scam is actually getting over.
Nah, that shit
and
went right
getting
to your
caught.
phone. All you had to do was fill it out. The paperwork
That's
went
it.
to your phone. You
I-
filled it out.
I
They
told
scared a
one
lot
girl,
of
I
people
said-
off from doing that shit.
Yeah, by saying
I don't wanna
as
go to
long as
jail.
you
Like,
didn't lie.
How the fuck you going to jail?
I don't want to go to jail either.
Well, I'm going with Martha. Who is Martha? Martha over there, the white girl. That's
Listen,
my
give,
celly.
Give me my money.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Give me my money. It's
And they
mine.
didn't give us anything in particular. When people say they gave us, meaning us as the black people, if they didn't give the whites, then they gave us. They gave everybody.
I don't
So
think
they
we
didn't
could,
give us in
the
particular.
amount of money that they gave us, we could never put that to the amount of money that they're saying that reparations should be.
Never.
Because reparations started multi-trillionaire companies. You understand that? Slavery, what happened with slavery, with these people having plantations and starting fruit companies and cotton companies.
But
and
how
all
much
this other
money
stuff.
do you think they would have to give us? Because here you're talking about they
That's
done
not
gave us
true,
over
Doc Henry.
they done gave us over $3 trillion.
People assume that Walmart employees don't make shit. But I can honestly say I have a daughter that works. Now, I didn't make shit working at Walmart. But I can honestly say I have a daughter that works at Walmart.
When I was
And
younger, I made a lot of
If
money.
I was her
stealing out the
age
back of
making that
Walmart.
money, listen, her savings ain't lacking.
Back of Walmart.
When Walmart first opened, you could get your PlayStation from the back where they loaded up the 18-wheelers at.
Big fat, big
This
fat.
was the worst.
Or your
Big
phone.
facts. Yeah.
Or the phone.
Back then it was. You go to the back, you had somebody in docking and,
Let me get a PlayStation.
yeah, get everything wholesale.
3 iPhones.
That's when Walmart first opened up before they understood that they was about to get a lick. Before they understood that their own workers was about to hit them hard.
Listen, I just know that people have to stop. Like you're no better than your neighbors. I'm sorry, you're just as equal. We live on the same goddamn block. Our bills are the same exact thing. I mean, my electric bill might be a little higher because my kids keep the lights on.
How about the people that
Wait
always
a
talk about you going to jail ain't even paying their bills?
And wondering why.
What?
You wondering why you can't pay your
I
bills
just don't
because
like
we
it when
going to
people
jail.
say something without knowing the facts.
And that's
like, a
because
lot of
they
people-
don't read.
Sometimes ignorance is just like that.
Bliss.
the one, I don't know which one that was. Which one was that not that came up on your cell phone that you could type in on your cell phone? That was your PUA? Mm-hmm. If you just filled it out the way that it was supposed to be filled out, they just tell you what type of money you're going to get at the end. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like you could do something too crazy. All the questions were right there. They said, hey, did you stop working when COVID happened? And if you stop working, you say, yes.
No, but it also asks you where you do to get hired, or do you just not work? If you just not work, they gave you $195. If you did work and or you would do to get hired, they gave you what a regular unemployment check would be. You don't get a chance. You can't look on there and make up something.
Bulk money and
they only got the bulk money because they were able to retro it back to the date it started. Right. They allowed you to claim the weeks because technically the world started to shut down before 2020 came in.
Absolutely.
People started to go home sick with the upper respiratory infections and with the pneumonia and stuff like that. They started to go home with these diseases. And then they were like, okay, something is coming because this is way too many upper respiratory infections. This is way too many pneumonia cases. So we have to find out what's going on. And then, of course, they had already knew what was coming, but it was too many Caucasians leaving their workspace. So now we got to send everybody home.
Right.
We can't just clean our streets
so
and
it
keep
wasn't
it
because
moving.
black people was going in. It was when white
because
people
guess
had to
what
go
they
home.
were saying in the beginning? The blacks aren't getting sick. We weren't getting sick in the beginning.
Yo, remember when COVID first came out, they said
the black
people are immune.
Yeah.
I was like, we immune to
it's
this
the
shit?
melatonin in our skin. Like, what?
I was like, oh shit. Superpower activated.
We probably got some shit we ain't gonna get. Motherfuckers was running around until who got it first? The bull.
Some niggas got it first.
What's the black bull name? Stringer Bell. Stringer Bell got that shit.
Came on and said he tested positive for COVID, and they said, well, he got it because he's British.
Damn.
They didn't give him the fact that he was black. And then it went on and it went on and it went on to say why we don't get COVID. And then we got COVID.
Niggas got COVID.
And then it became, the whole world can get COVID. The Asians, the Hispanics, the blacks, the whites. Now we got to share all this with these niggas because they started getting unemployment in November for going out being sick because they couldn't put that on a sick leave. And then in January, when it came full circle to say, we got over 100,000 cases right now in the United States, we got to do something.
I'm just saying, I feel like...
No.
No?
It's the Chinese. It was the Chinese disease.
It's a Chinese disease. Our president said it. I'm following behind what my president say. That's your problem.
And then they started to go beat the Chinese people up.
Yeah, like blaming them. Like y'all brought this here, attacking them.
I'm not against that prejudice shit. But did you see what Chinese people was doing to Africans over there?
Right.
They was bolting them in their house. They was going around beating the shit out of them, putting them in these like these camps and stuff. They fuck people up in Asia. They fuck black people up, and they kicked half of them out. So,
but who's going to defend us? We don't have a country.
We got a country.
We in everybody else's country, and we don't have one.
Yeah.
Where our country at? Where our country at?
Wherever you lay your hat.
I believe like the brainwashing of it is this is our country. They just renamed it. They conquered it and renamed it. I believe, Africa is our continent. I believe they conquered it, renamed it. I believe South America is our continent. Mm-hmm. And I say that because I got friends from down there. My friend Steven and them from, their family is from South America. Them niggas black.
But what country stands up for us,
black,
though?
Black.
Black, black.
What country stands up for us?
None.
Okay. So then we don't have
We don't stand up for ourselves, though.
Oh. Why don't we stand up for ourselves?
I don't know.
Niggas are scared.
We only stand up for what's right in front of us.
Niggas are scared of revolution.
It is fear.
Scared to death. We gonna get shot. You gonna die. You better
are.
not do that.
You are.
Yeah. Scared to
I'm
death.
willing to, so that he can have whatever's coming.
So it can be better for your kids.
Nobody is willing to do that. We said that on Monday.
No.
Nobody is willing to stand up and be that person, that example of we're not taking this anymore.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. I'm just gonna check my temperature. That cocoa might have hit me. Oh no, I'm okay.
But CMPRadio.net, man, you know what it is.
We don't have
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
So, can I talk about one of the topics that we were talking about? Can I bring
You ready to go right into it now?
You ready to jump right in?
I would like to jump right into it while we got some people on here.
All right,
Ladies, ladies that are on here right now, and gentlemen, we had a topic this morning that we were touching on: postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression.
The depression that happens to a woman after she has the baby.
Right.
I'm out of here.
You
No.
leaving? You should stay.
What?
Because
So me and
it's a very resourceful conversation that we're about to have.
so we were saying, is it real? Number one, and I know we probably going to ruffle some feathers with that one.
Right, Doc.
Do women really get postpartum depression?
Absolutely.
How long does a woman have postpartum depression?
It
the
doesn't
rest of
have
her
a
life.
limit. It does it's not for the rest of her life.
You said it doesn't have a limit,
It doesn't have a limit of time.
so it could be for the rest of her life.
And then we
it's
were
not
asking-
the rest of your life, because eventually you have to realize that you want help.
Oh,
So, and I don't understand what a therapist or anything can do to help you with postpartum depression, but
so you,
it's so real.
so it's no need to go because you don't know what the therapist
No, it's
is
not.
gonna do.
It's a need to go, because after a certain period of time,
How long
I
is
think
a certain time?
I suffered postpartum depression for at a minimum of 6 months,
Right,
because I didn't know I had it the first 2 months.
right.
So when I went through postpartum depression, it took me till I had my twins, and with them, I didn't know like this was postpartum depression, because I'm a strong person. I can get through this. My life became a schedule, and I didn't have to worry about anything else. So as long as I did everything that was on the schedule, I was fine. Not realizing in the inside I'm sad, I'm angry for nothing. I'm looking like what happened with my life. But also it's triggered. It's
Why is
triggers
it-
for postpartum depression.
So why is it as a woman, right, when you go through this, and you're saying, and you can't control depression, period.
Right.
Before we even put the postpartum in front of it,
Right.
right? Depression is something that you can't control.
PTSD.
People always say, oh, you can
postpartum,
control
right.
depression. No, when it hits you, it just hits you out of nowhere.
Right.
You could be in the middle of a great day, something flashes in your brain, and you break down.
But if you don't notice that there's something wrong, right there, there it is, right there. So you didn't notice that it was anything
Well,
wrong.
most women don't notice that they're going through. Some women say, "I'm going through postpartum depression," and they're not. They're just looking for sympathy because
Right.
they just had a baby. Because when you go through postpartum depression, other women around you come and they start to help you. And I
it's like a
noticed-
natural thing for
it's
women. that,
because they 9 times out of 10 they went through it, and I don't like the sympathetic, in need of anything type of person. So when you go through postpartum depression as a woman, you start to look at everything as it's the same color.
Right.
You don't see anything else outside. In my opinion, this is what I've suffered from.
I feel
So-
like when y'all do that, though, when y'all do go through your version of postpartum depression, I feel like you neglect the man that had the baby with you.
Absolutely.
And I feel like he can go through postpartum depression.
He probably no, he can't.
You don't think he can?
No,
What are you talking about, Naf?
I don't think that a man suffers from postpartum depression
Why not?
Why not?
because he didn't carry that baby.
Hold
He
on.
doesn't-
So wait a minute. If the
Hold
baby,
on,
so the baby got to
postpartum-
be in my stomach?
Can we
I
look?
think
I'm gonna
the
look up
emotional
postpartum depression, right? Because I don't think it has anything to do with
I
carrying
think the
the baby.
emotional attachment to the child comes solely from the mom, and I think that when she suffers from postpartum depression,
Are you going to stick to that?
yeah, I'm gonna stick to it.
So you
I
mean
don't
to tell
think that
me?
men can go through postpartum depression, and
I
if they
think-
have, they won't admit it.
I think that men go through it.
If they can.
I think the same support system that happens for women. You know how, like you just said, as a woman, you come to the aid of your other sisters when they're going through postpartum depression.
Right.
I feel men go through it too, and then women and men come and help come help the man.
I think that's only when the mom leaves the kid.
It didn't go off.
You hold. Wait 1 second. You feel like it's only when the mom leaves the kid
Yeah,
that the guy
and
goes through
and
it?
the man has to take care of the kid 100%.
Nah.
That's
I'm
what?
arguing for
That's
men.
how I feel.
I'm arguing for men.
That's how I feel. I don't think y'all earned the right to go through postpartum nothing.
Why not?
I think
Because
I think we
I
do.
don't think y'all did.
So you think postpartum depression comes from you carrying the child?
I think postpartum depression comes from the connection with the child and the trying to get yourself back together mentally after having the child, especially when something happens during childbirth.
So
In my case, my son
and
had a stroke.
Let's speak on real men too and real women when we say this. Like, let's keep
What
making sure.
what
that,
is a real man and
no,
a real
look,
woman?
what I'm saying to you is, so I don't think that I don't think a man that's not going to be there for his kid can go through postpartum depression, and I don't think a woman that's not going to be there for her child can go through I know some skeeving ass women that don't give a fuck about their baby, and I know some men that had a baby, and I be like, yo, dog, you just had a son. He be like, what son? So I can't say them niggas will ever go through postpartum depression, but
Okay.
there are some real men that sit next to their women their whole pregnancy. That
So who
baby,
would make
get off
them
of your
go-
feet, and he goes and works 24 hours, as many hours he can during the week to fucking take care of her and this baby that's on the way.
So what would make him go through postpartum depression?
The anxiety, the buildup of this baby coming, I gotta take care of this baby. There are men like us that sit out here and I'm working my ass off because I'm like, this baby coming. I gotta stack this money. I gotta make sure it's a roof over this baby's head. I gotta make sure it's food somewhere for this baby. I gotta make sure shit is handled when this baby gets here.
So that's depression. Or is that stress?
The stress that sits on top of you.
So that puts him through postpartum depression.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's the same
Then
thing
the baby
for the
comes,
women.
and then when we have the baby, we go through our ups and downs with the baby. But as a man, sometimes the man.
It's like every time a woman tries to say she's going through something, the man can go through it too.
Damn.
I don't think that that's fair.
Well, when men go through shit, women be like, I'm going through it too. Men say I'm a professional football player. Women be like, shit, I could be a professional football player too.
I don't think that's the same though.
Why is it not the same?
Because I think that me
So we
trying
underst-
to get myself back to where I was before I was pregnant, and me understanding, like me blaming myself for some complications that happened during my pregnancy, and me falling into a state of depression that is completely different from the regular depression. Because to me, I pulled over where 95 met 495. I pulled over on that little strip of highway with my twins in the car. And people were like blowing their horns, but I couldn't hear them. All I could do is pick up the phone, and I don't even remember who I called. Like, I'm sitting in the middle of the highway, and I have no idea what I'm going through. But I was just sitting there crying, and my twins was just as quiet as they wanted to be. But it was in that moment that I realized that I was depressed, and they were like 6 months by then. I had them 6 months ago. The first month was a terrible month for us because Cheeks had a stroke. So I blamed myself for that, not realizing that his twin was stressing him.
I'm not saying, so your level of what a woman goes through, a man will never be able to understand that, right?
Exactly.
And what I'm saying is what a man goes through.
Y'all just
I
want
don't feel
inclusion
like,
in the childbirth?
no, I don't feel like we are included in the childbirth.
No, y'all
Hold on,
included in the
let's
conception.
get this right. When a woman is carrying a baby, right? This is in every household. Any man can say this that was there for their child. When you get tired, I'm tired. When you're hungry, I'm hungry. When you're going through a physical
No, you just
draining-
jump on the bandwagon. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can say it's a bandwagon, but it
That's
really
it.
fucking
You
happens.
you just jump on it. So you telling me, all right, so how do you feel when a woman miscarries? Have you ever been with a woman who's
A nigga
miscarried?
gets suicidal.
I
A
have.
nigga be fucked up. We question ourselves like, damn, was our sperm right?
Right.
Is my body right? Is my spirit right?
For the
Lord,
miscarriage?
what did I for the fucking
It took
miscarriage?
two to make the baby. Now hold on. It takes two to make the baby.
For the
But when
miscarriage.
a woman goes through her emotional thing, she's on her own. It has nothing to do with
A
the
man
man.
gotta check
the man
himself.
don't have no connection
Only
to
if,
creating
only
this
if
child.
the man is stressing her to the point can he say he took part in everything
Stressing
after
her.
conception. Yeah, stressing her. If he's constantly still cheating, or if he's not there and she's asking him to, the stress of the father being absent and things like that, then he can contribute to the feelings that come after, or what
we ain't talking
happens
about her
after that.
feelings. We talking about his feelings.
And I'm talking about hers.
That's why.
If he's stressing her, then he can say, okay, her suffering postpartum depression, and then he tries to get it together in the end. He can say, I contributed to that, but I don't think that he gets to say that he had
When
postpartum
both
So
of
he
them
can
are
bring bad
going through
energy.
depression, if
Damn.
both of them are going through depression, right? I can't collect myself to tell you
Because if he was cheating in the beginning, he's cheating now too much.
if both of them going through depression, or how can one of them acknowledge the other one's depression?
They can't. They don't.
They
You don't acknowledge it. And as a man, listen to me, men. I'm not saying men when we take on certain jobs and we doing certain types of things that we working for, motherfucker. You think we not stressing trying to hold on to this job and make sure this money come in every fucking day, every week? You think we not trying to be able to be there to make the money
I've
and also
seen
see
men-
this new baby that's born?
I've
You
seen
think we
men-
don't want to be around this new baby?
I've seen men actually get up and walk out and like nothing never happened. Not to me, but I've seen it. I've seen women go through things and a man is like, oh, she gonna be all right.
Dante and shit.
I seen that. that's what I hit the bell for. But I see, like, I wouldn't expect for you to not understand or even possibly have the emotional connection to the mom who's going through postpartum depression, because I feel like once she said she's pregnant, you want to be there through the whole entire ordeal. I want every doctor's
Don't you have
appointment,
depression before you're? Don't women already go through depression prior to the baby, even before you're pregnant? Your life has depression.
Everybody,
right?
I believe everybody suffers from depression in their own way.
Oh.
So we can acknowledge that a man is already going through a version of depression, right?
But he just carries it differently.
Okay, but
how many men will actually stand up and say, "Hey, I'm going through postpartum depression"?
Because men are beaten into being. I have to be strong.
How many women are acknowledging the fact that they're going through postpartum depression?
A lot.
No. You know what
happens?
happens? Listen, I've been to them doctor's
when
appointments.
They don't
you know what happens at the doctor's appointment?
When they don't know that they're going through postpartum depression, they have nothing to acknowledge, because it's not like you can just wake up one morning and be like, "I'm suffering from postpartum depression." It's like a series of days that you go through. You be like, "My hair fell out.
Hey,
I couldn't breathe. You didn't even know you had an anxiety attack. I was standing in the corner, the baby started crying, and I was looking at the baby like, what do you want me to do?" And then I found myself not able to breathe. Okay. She didn't know what she was going through.
Was there any men going with you when you were going to your
Absolutely.
Listen to this, right? This is any man to tell you this that went with his child's mother to the doctors. You know what the doctor says to us when y'all leave out the room?
What is that?
Pierre, can I say this? They say to us, to the men, listen, I need you to pay attention to her, because she may start suffering from postpartum depression and she won't be able to know it. They tell all the men that. The men that are in your life, these doctors say it all the fucking time. All my guy friends have said it. When I was surprised when they said it to me.
Your guy friends ain't say no shit like that. They don't even know what
these
postpartum
doctors say
is.
this to these men. They say, yo, keep a close eye on her.
They said it to you.
You think they ain't tell your baby dad that?
I don't know what they told him. I was high.
You was high?
Yeah.
You was smoking weed?
No.
The fuck you mean you was high?
I was high. They gave me medication. When I suffered from postpartum depression, I had
I'm not
C-section.
talking about. I'm talking about prior to that. I'm talking about the regular baby meetups when we go to ultrasounds and stuff like that.
Nah, they ain't
your
never
delivering doctor?
They ain't never
My
said
delivering doctor. We was at Riddle. My delivering doctor.
My doctor didn't say that to us.
My delivering doctor said, "Man, always keep an eye on your woman."
And the first part is I'm telling him to leave to go get the car to pull it up out front so I don't have to far walk. So he's not left with the doctor.
It's been scientifically proven that men can suffer from postpartum depression.
They just always want to be included.
It's been scientifically proven. What is the name of it?
Fucking postpartum depression. It's the same shit. What name do you have for it?
I don't know. Not for T. My phone's on Facebook.
Let me see.
I just want you guys to know that us men go through it too.
Paternal
postnatal depression.
So men do go through
it.
It's been proven by the white coats.
I don't believe that.
It's right there in your face.
I don't care what they said. And there's a white man on the board.
holding his blue-eyed baby.
Holding his blue-eyed baby that he's suffering from parental postnatal depression. I get it. I get it. I get why they say it. I understand that. And I feel like it got to be a first child syndrome.
A first child?
Hey, Cole. Now that I know who that is.
I don't think you
a
got
first child.
A first child syndrome. So you trying to say my fifth child I can't have it?
I don't know if I went through it with my first child.
But you know for sure you went through it.
I know for sure because I knew what it was.
Right.
Then. So with my first child, I don't know if I went through it. I was so young that I just kept going and going and going. Right. I never took a break. What's my second child?
Mary talking about that don't sound manly. What don't sound manly about a nigga stressing?
That's what I'm saying.
Motherfucker, when I walk out that house to get money, listen, I could get killed by niggas in my hood. I can get killed by the cops. Anything can happen to me when I walk out that house trying to make money just to make it back in this house to see this little baby.
So that puts you through postpartum depression?
That's stress on you. That's stress on a nigga.
That's stress on a nigga. But that's a decision that you made. That's stress.
You think these niggas ain't stressing when they trying to make it home to see their
Coco
kid?
Bentley said it. She said that we feel less sexy, unloved, and other effects after birth.
What you think us niggas feel like when we get these tubbies? Because we sitting there taking you to dinner 24 for fucking 8 months straight. For 9 months, I gotta take you to eat wherever you want to eat. Benihana's, Capitol Grill.
Dante said he didn't know what Pierre and Kenny understands women so well, so they know what postpartum depression is since we was 15, 16 years old. I'm just saying. No woman knows when she's suffering from postpartum depression until someone actually says to her, you may be going through postpartum depression.
So
this may be what's wrong with you.
I agree.
Responsibility
I agree with
definitely brings stress.
I'm just
And
saying.
But we're talking about depression.
But
So
that's
stress and depression is the same.
Stress kills.
They just want to be included.
Stress kills. It's not about
wanna
being
be
included. I don't want to be included in your
Fuck
shit.
it. I don't want
They
depression.
want to be able to say, I'm suffering from postpartum depression
I'm not.
too.
I'm not.
Unless
I'm
you
not.
give me
We're
a
just
check.
gonna go through
Hold
this
on, if
together,
you gonna give me
baby.
a check to say that, I'll say it. If it's
Right.
a check involved from the government,
We're going to get through this
if there's
together,
a check
baby.
involved from the government.
But that's how you should look at it, though.
But most men don't look at it that way.
Well-
They don't look at it like, I'm going to help you get through this postpartum
But what about the
depression.
men that do?
Do you know how many times a woman has stood at the side of the crib or looked at the baby just crying and like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Then you should have played that song that used to play on Sunday on BET.
That's not it.
For 9
you
months, I
can't
carried
joke.
you.
But you can't joke about that. When I say this is so serious, that this is why mothers drive their kids into the river because she doesn't understand what's going on inside of her.
So what the
This is
fuck you
why-
think a nigga don't blow his fucking baby mom head off and kill the kid too? That's been going on.
That's
Because that nigga be
postpartum-
fucking
that's-
depressed.
That's postpartum depression.
That nigga be
Is that
depressed.
postpartum
It's-
depression?
telling you.
You're
It's
trying,
prenatal.
you're trying to incorporate.
Can you pull back up that
You're trying
thing?
to incorporate all of
Can you pull that
all
back
of
up?
depression
Can
under
you pull
one
that back up?
umbrella. You can't postpartum
I just want you to
depression.
pull it back up on your phone.
What do you
had
want
it
me
right
to
there.
put?
So the
For
only
what?
thing
That's
said-
not
you just
postpartum depression.
Hold on. The only thing that makes a female have postpartum depression is the fact that she had a baby, right?
And she's depressed.
Right. Hold on. Stop.
The baby.
You said she had a baby, correct? So if she was acting like this before the baby,
She's
what
not.
was that?
No, she's not acting like this. This is a different act. I'm telling you, you can't look at it because she may be the anger in the postpartum depression is at a higher level than
It's
the
just-
actual
yeah, it's an add-on. It's a
depression.
different thing.
You can't look at it that way. It becomes 10 times worse after a baby.
Were
if
you
you're
brushing
suffering
your hair and
postpartum-
combing your hair? and
No.
getting up when
I
you
see
were
what
going
she's
through
saying. there.
Postpartum depression.
I see what she's saying because it's,
Were you
it's
living
a
a
stress in
regular
life.
life?
You
Were you
try
living-
to.
Right.
You try to. Listen, you try to.
I
You
actually
get up in
agree
the
with her,
morning
Pierre.
and
That's
you
a
walk
different-
to
I
the,
could-
you
I
walk
could
to
see
the
that.
mirror and you're like, that's not you.
Right.
You're looking at the person in the mirror and you see it. That's not you.
Right.
But you try to make yourself look as normal as you possibly can, and you try to do this every day. You
So
become scheduled.
you're not talking to anybody and telling anybody what you're going
Nothing
through.
that you don't go and say.
Yeah.
I was so sad when I woke up this morning.
Why not?
Because you don't. Because you don't want to be judged. You don't want somebody to say,
There it
"Oh,
is.
you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
okay," or "You're going to do this," or "You're going to do that." When you're going through postpartum depression, you try to be as normal as possible. You try to smile because everybody else
So
is
you're
smiling in
hiding,
the
you're
room.
masking what you're going through.
You don't know what you're going through.
But you
don't
know
understand.
you're going through something. You
But
just
you
said you
don't
sit in front
understand
of a mirror and say, this isn't you.
Nah, but listen to what she's saying. I do understand what she's saying to a level because I'm a man that has suffered from depression before. So she's saying that she already had pressures in life. She has this baby. This is a whole different level. Have you ever? I can understand what she's saying because depression, when it hits you, it's like a baseball bat that hit you from behind. You don't know why it hit you. You don't know what hit you. You know, if something hit you from behind on your head, you're just like, whoa, what the? And you break down. A breakdown is a breakdown, Pierre. And if the level of having, now you're breaking down, but you have a baby sitting in front of you. And you're looking at this baby like, I'm breaking down, but I gotta stay alive for this baby right here. I gotta stay focused
So
for
how
this
do,
baby.
how do you stop that?
You don't stop it.
I'm not a
kinda
doctor. I
sorta
can't give you
say,
those answers.
You start to. Me personally, you start to pray more. You start to ask God for better understanding.
While
That
you're
was
going
me.
through depression, you're
while
you're praying more.
you're going through depression, you're trying to fight yourself out of this state of mind because it can do more harm than good if you stay in it. So God,
You
please just
acknowledge
give me
that
please-
it could do more harm than good.
But you start to see it, and it's like weeks and months down the line. You don't see it immediately. You don't wake up the next morning and say, "Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me." It take you like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before you start to see it, and no one else around you is paying attention because they're paying attention to this new bundle of joy. Oh my God, the baby is this. Oh my God, the baby. No one turns around to that new mom and say, "How you feeling? Girl, look at that baby hair. Oh, that baby gonna be dark skinned. Look at them ears." They never turn around and say, "Are you okay?"
And
They don't. You just
But
don't
what if you
get
have
it.
somebody that does that? What if you have somebody that understands?
How long did it take for somebody to see me though?
The
After
moment you had the
is
baby,
born.
the moment you had a baby, you come out.
No, I don't
You don't
have
got
nobody.
that?
Just no. I don't have it.
I'm just
The-
saying.
the-
Let's
the most
let's
important
admit that
person in
every
the room-
household is different, though.
It is.
Every
That is
household
true.
is different.
I used to be like that. I didn't want to tell anybody, and I used to push people away. But at night, I used to cry myself to sleep, and not understanding what was wrong with me. I had to allow someone in, and I had to be more open.
That's the
It helped
only
me a
way
lot.
you get help.
But you don't know
That's
it
the
at
only way
first.
you get
But you
help.
don't know it at
You're
first.
talking about the first. I'm talking about help now.
But
You
I'm
understand that
Pierre,
you're going through
Pierre,
depression. Hold on,
when
wait,
you're going
let me
through
finish.
depression, hold on. But years and months can go past and you not know what effect.
So years and months go past while you're raising a child and nobody else around you understands to come to you and talk to you and say, "Damn, what you going through?" and ask you questions about
I can see
you.
that happening to women.
Right? So that
You know why I can see that happening to women? Because it happens to men all the time.
it happens to men, but nobody cares. She just told
Not-
you men don't go through postpartum depression. She just told you you're not on that type of
The
thing.
only women that acknowledge that men go through depression, Pierre, it usually isn't like so.
It's not the
for
woman
hold on,
that he's
hold on, hold
sleeping
on.
with.
Wait a minute. It's not. And thank you.
It's
Nah.
not the woman that he's
Fuck.
sleeping with.
Thank you. She
It's his
fucking
sister.
said it.
It's his sister that knows him.
It's
that
his
says
best friend.
It's something
It's
wrong
somebody
with
in
my
his
brother.
but
circle.
somebody noticed it.
But no,
But it's
never,
not the woman that he
it's
sleeps
not
with
the
that
woman
he
he's
sees way
sleeping with.
more.
So, but it's somebody noticed it though.
But it's months. It's months.
But it's the
months
same
has
with
gone by
But with a woman covers it up just a little bit better. I can say that a lot better.
because we have
A
to be
lot
strong
better.
for more than just us.
A lot better.
And that's how. And when as
Men
a
feel
woman,
the same
as,
way.
no, not like a woman does. A woman.
See how
I'm
everything
just-
you say is not like a
because
woman
I can
does.
only speak from a woman's point
Right,
of view.
but you're only
The
speaking
first
from
thing-
your
the
point
first
of view.
action, if we had to pick and choose who's going to protect the child first, it's definitely going to be the mom. She going to grab him first and be willing to take whatever's coming his way. The dad has to get there because he's supposed to be at work to provide for the family. He's out doing something else to make sure that we're eating. So the woman is going to, the way a woman looks at it, and this is only from my perspective, not from every woman. The way a woman looks at it is, I still got to get up and do this in the morning no matter how sluggish I feel. When that 6 o'clock alarm goes off, I don't really want to get up, but I have to. So I got to pull myself up out of bed. What is wrong with me? Why do I have to be? Why am I like this? And you start to question it because the next day the same thing happened. And then the next day, and then the next day. And then you tell somebody eventually, but it's never the person that you're sleeping with. It's not the person that you buried that child with. It's not them.
And
You
do
go
you-
and tell somebody else. You don't even tell
See,
the doctor when you go
I-
back for your 6-week checkup.
I'm big enough to acknowledge that the world that a woman goes through, that circle, I'll never understand it because I'm not a woman.
Right.
But I'm also big enough. Are you big enough to say that the world that a guy goes through?
Absolutely.
Because listen, when I walk out that door, this is survival of the fittest.
Can you
But
say,
my survival of the fittest is, see, when you're sitting and listen, that world of you sitting in that house and raising that baby, I believe is stressful. When I walk out that door, I gotta survive the elements to make it back to you. And my survival may not be no bigger than yours, but I'm saying that shit's fucking hard out there.
can you
nah.
say that you went through postpartum depression as a man?
Hell yeah. I'm going through it right now with my new baby. And I'm at my 5th child.
If we
And
weren't
listen to
having
me.
this,
If
hold on,
I
hold
do
on.
not, listen to this, Naf. If I do not keep myself together, because as a man, the same way a woman say, yo, I got to keep it together for everybody. Us men have been groomed, the ones that were groomed are groomed to
Do you
say,
sit on the
I
side
can't
of the
break
bed?
down in front of y'all niggas.
Do you sit on the side of the
You
bed?
fucking right, I cry when I hold my son when ain't nobody
No,
around.
not holding your
Because
son. You're
I
locked
gotta
in the
say to
closet.
myself, tomorrow morning, my black ass gotta get up to make this money for this little boy.
So
I
you
have to worry
do you
about
lock
his
yourself
future.
in the bathroom and ask your kids to just give you a minute? Do you sit on the side of the bed in the dark and shed tears that no one has ever wiped and never saw?
Fuck yeah.
No, not holding the baby. This is women hiding
Listen.
from the whole entire world.
How can you sit here
How
and
can you
say
tell me what
he
I
never
don't
did?
do?
He just said, you damn right, I sat on the side of the bed
Yeah.
holding my son.
Listen
no,
to what I'm telling you.
we're trying to
when
hide
I'm not
it.
around my son, I have to worry about my son. Motherfucker, now if
you
you're my
just
friend,
said.
I come to your house stressing. Sometimes I gotta come to your house stressing and you be like, it's gonna be all right, Kenny. You talk to my other guy friends that are going through post-male depression or whatever the fuck you want to call it when they have kids. Like, yo, you got to put it together.
What you
You
say,
got to
no, I
stay
don't.
strong.
What you say?
You do. So you
Listen.
can't tell me that you haven't seen niggas go through this type
No,
shit.
I've seen them
Because
go
we got to walk back out into
Hold-
that element
hold-
and fight for it. And I'm passionate about that.
I've seen them go through stress that a woman has probably already gone through, and we know that we can get through it. Anything that I say you have to fight for is something I either seen someone else go through already and know that the next day that storm can be over, or I've already been through it. So there's no stopping. You can't stay stagnant right here in this dirty ass water and think that the rain is going to change that.
So if the goal is for people to be healthy, then we understand that there's a level of communication that they have to have. So if a person comes to you and you're going through depression and you feeling some type of way, and this is the person that you claim you love, and he asks you, are you okay? and you say, I'm fine, and he understands what you're going through, and he's there, he's compassionate, he's there, and you explode every fucking day for a week, what is he supposed to do? Because you're saying you're not bothered, but you're exploding over unnecessary shit. So he sees
Not
it.
leave.
He sees it.
Don't leave.
Listen,
Even when
I
they
grew
tell
up
you
with-
to leave, you
listen,
don't leave.
I had
Go
this
sit in
family-
another room.
Listen,
I'm being honest.
I
If
dig you, right?
asked
So here
me-
you go.
But he asked me a question.
All right, so
but he
dig-
asked
but
me a question.
I'm
I'm
asking
trying to
you, though.
answer the question.
I'm going to ask
But
you
I'm
this, though.
trying to
I wanna
answer the
I want to
question.
compile on to the
Oh,
question.
God,
real
I
quick
can
before you
only
answer.
answer one question. at
Fuck
a
this
time.
your morning show. You better learn how to answer a
About
lot
the
of
hook,
questions.
Kenny.
Okay?
I can
So
only answer one question at a time.
when you compile both of them, though, Naf, right?
All right, go ahead. He's insistent.
When you compile them both, right, Naf?
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to admit the fact that there can be a depression on the male side as well as a female side.
I didn't say it couldn't be a depression. I said it's not the same.
Oh, I agree with you. I don't think it's the same either.
If you were
I think
listening-
it's different levels of it.
Okay, so how can you tell me to say something if I'm saying I said it's not the same? Back up, nigga.
Just checking, dog. We gotta
If-
keep checking.
if I'm
It's-
saying
it's
it's
a new
not the
COVID
same-
out, Naf.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't want to compare postpartum depression to a man because I've been through postpartum depression. The thoughts in my head was something completely different. The trying to understand why am I going through this? Why is my body feeling like this? Why my hair just got done and I still don't feel like myself? Like,
But you acknowledging that you see that.
Yeah. So
But you see it, but you don't understand it.
So
Just
that-
because you're looking at yourself doesn't mean you understand everything that you're going through. As a woman, we go through way more different emotions than men.
But you don't
As
talk
a-
about it.
Because
and as a male, I go through way more different emotions than a female.
We've trained ourselves mentally to say the moment you talk about it to somebody, a listening ear becomes a running mouth, and you don't want somebody to judge you, so you keep it to yourself.
I think
But then
niggas
you
be
find
worried.
somebody.
That's a nigga trait.
It's not a
You
nigga
are
trait.
so- you
White women go through it all the time. You
White
think I
women
don't
talk.
know?
They go to therapists. They don't have a problem.
They don't
with
go
talking
through
about this
therapy
shit.
at first though, because they didn't understand. It's movies about it.
I'm saying
she's
that-
just walking around like a zombie, holding on to her kid, don't know what's going on. White women go through it. They don't immediately go and talk to somebody because for 6 months she didn't know why her body was feeling how it was feeling. Postpartum depression for a woman is deafening.
I think that
She can possibly hurt herself or the baby.
the males do it too, though, Naf. I've seen men
Oh
that
my
ended
God,
up hurting the
yo,
whole
don't.
fucking family.
That not in 6 months, bro.
Listen
that,
to me.
You talking about when the kid 5, 6, 7, 8 years old,
No.
and he's stressed out and he done came in and killed the whole fucking family.
Wait a minute. What's that movie? What's that? The Four Color Girls? Didn't the dad come in there and take the
With
baby? and-
PTSD.
Boom, throw it right off the fucking
PTSD.
drink.
He suffered from
Boom,
PTSD.
throw it right off the
not
fucking drink, right?
postpartum depression. He had came home from war. He kept reliving one act over and over again in his head. It's not a comparison, bro. It's not a comparison.
It's not a comparison. It is a fact that there are different levels of depression.
Oh my God! I want you to stop saying the same stuff. If we already came to that, I said postpartum depression.
I'm gonna say what
is
the fuck I
different.
want to say to you. To you, tee off on me.
Kenny owes $1.
Damn, that's another dollar.
And that's another dollar.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
A lot of men don't know how to help the person they are with that is going through that. They don't know what to say or to do. Yeah, but I like Pierre, as I was going to answer Pierre, was to just not leave. Sometimes you just got to go in a different part of the house. Sometimes you just got to maybe sit out front on the step. So when she opens the door thinking you left, because she's going to open that door thinking you left, say, I'm still here. I'm still here. See, men are so quick to walk away because they feel as though they're being bashed and they're being beaten that they don't, I'm not going to keep on going through this abuse. But you don't know what she's going through mentally inside of her head. Just because she told you to get out, just get out of that room.
Can I jump in with that?
So
See,
I'm supposed to be the strongest person
Absolutely.
in the house.
That's not. You think that isn't a stress for me to carry?
Boy,
I'm
you
not
tripping.
saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not.
As a little
but I'm
boy,
telling
right?
you,
You know what
don't
a boy
leave
has to
her.
go through, and you've seen it. It happens in your house. It happens with every male family. As a boy, right? When I'm taught there's an emotion, a nigga punches me and says, "Shut the fuck up, nigga. Stop crying, nigga." When little boys get beat, we were beat, and as we were crying, your father said to you, "You want me to give you something to really cry for?"
You ever hug your woman and she just starts crying in your arms and
Yep.
you don't understand why? What
You
do
understand
do?
as
Do
a
you
male,
push
I
her
can't
back?
do that
Do
though,
you
right?
push her back and say, what's wrong?
But how am I supposed
or
to-
do you
how am I
continue to
supposed-
hold her? Hold on. Or do you continue to hold her and say, we're going to get through this? It's going to be
How
okay.
do I do that if I was never taught
I
that?
love it when a woman do that to me.
If you held her, if you're hugging her, and then she takes this one deep breath and you start to feel her shoulders jerk and she start to cry, You do it right
He
there
just
in
told
that
you
moment.
he's taught to not cry. He's taught to
It-
not cry.
I'm saying-
But
and
we're not talking about that. I'm saying, have you ever held a woman and she starts to cry in your arms?
I'm different.
And it's not
every
an
man,
argument.
every man ain't gonna
It's
sit
not
there
an
and try to
argument,
find out how you can fix it.
But it's not an argument that was had. It's not stress that was had or that we know of. Nothing happened. You just hugged her, and in that moment, she felt so safe and secure. She started to cry in your arms.
Yeah, the
Do you
Whispers
push
even
her
made a
back?
song about it.
Do you push her back and tell her what the fuck you crying for, or do you hold her and let her get it out and say we can get through whatever together? As an understanding person, do you do that?
Right. I have no problem with talking about what she's going through and how she feels, but an open line of communication has to be established. Like, we have to have that conversation. There's no way I could sit here and say, oh, she's not going through anything. She just went through like a traumatic situation. She just had a baby. That's like the closest thing to death. It's the closest thing to death for a female to go through. So I understand there's going to be issues. I understand you're going to have a problem. But the thing is, as a woman, you got to talk about it.
We don't know how to talk about
Well,
it.
then you don't need to be with anybody. You need to be
hug
by
her.
yourself.
That's all you had to say was no. I
So
would
it
just
was this
continue
guy
to
with this
hug her.
mustache. And he said, last night.
Dante,
me
when
and
my wife lost her
woman."
mother recently, made me look at grief and depression totally different. I didn't even know I was depressed after my father passed away. All I knew is my fucking hair fell out.
Right.
That's all I knew. Nobody knew except for my sister, because she would come and sit
That
on
you
my
was
bed
going
and
through
say,
depression?
Damn right.
Nigga, I was there with you
She
all
came,
the
she
time. I
said-
know that feeling. I'm not saying that I knew you were going
can't
through
say-
depression.
You,
I'm
bro,
saying
for
that
4
I went
months
through
you
it.
didn't see me.
Right.
For 4 months, I was in Nova Vista in the house. Did you see me?
Yep.
No, you didn't see me, bro.
For 4 months?
For
That was 4
4
months?
That was
4 months.
That was 4
Nobody
months?
saw me.
Yeah.
Nobody saw me.
That was 4 months that we didn't go, that I didn't every day
listen
to
You
me
didn't
now.
see me every day until I
No,
came to Holy
whether
City.
I seen you, right? Hold on, whether I seen you though, I need you to know this from the heart. The moment that shit happened with your father, I've been through it. And a lot of people have never been through that before. I lost my mom and my father back to back. So you can damn sure ask Pierre right there. Every day I ask, has anybody spoken to Nafati? Is Nafati okay?
So what did they say?
I know that I
'Cause for
called.
four-
I don't
for
know if
4
I've been
months.
past there to see you.
For 4 months, it wasn't until I started watching the Golden Girls. Bro, my pop passed away February 21st. March 3rd was the funeral. The 4th
But see, all right,
was the
so
last day
you
a lot of
understand-
people can say they saw
and
it.
see, this is why I'm gonna tell you that when your father passed away, I didn't see you right then and there. Is because February right there is hard for me because me and my father's birthday, his is the 25th, I'm the 27th. Every February I go into shutdown. I go into shutdown, mental
But you're
breakdown,
not-
walk away
you're-
from everything.
See, you're
But
not understanding what I'm saying. When I'm saying this, my children didn't know that I was depressed for 4 months. My sister would come sit on the edge of the bed. My brother is depressed, so he really don't know what to say to me, but he would come and sit on the edge of the bed, but note to self, they were sitting on the edge of my bed. That's where I was.
On the bed, yeah.
I
When
was
I
in
came
that
to your house,
bed.
by the time if it was 4 months later, you was still at the bed because we was talking about 227 or whatever the fuck that show was.
First of all, it's the Golden Girls. No, stop.
Because remember, I used to come there and I would try to hurry up and straighten up the kitchen, and we was talking
That
about the
was at
van
my
in the
dad.
back.
That's at my dad's house.
No.
not
This is
at
when Nova Vista, when the van was in the back of the house. Remember?
No, that's before. I'm talking about after my father passed. Nobody knew that Nafati was depressed. Nobody knew anything that Nafati went through. They only knew what was said either on social media or out of somebody's mouth that hadn't seen me. And all I could say is just leave, like, just give me some time. That's all a person wants is time. When she doesn't or he doesn't talk about it, it's because all she wants or he wants is time. That's it. To sort out this shit. Like what really just happened. Whether it's postpartum depression or physical and mental depression. It's something there. And at the end of the day, like what people don't understand is when they're asking for time, like you just gotta give me a 10-second timeout. Because I don't want to snap at the wrong moment, even after having a kid. So after having a kid, listen, it's something different.
I'm not saying, once again,
It's something
right?
different. It is. It's
I don't
something
know.
different.
I don't know anybody else's depression. I don't know your
Right.
level of depression.
Right.
Do I understand the losing a parent depression? A parent that's close to you depression? Yeah, I do know that. I say that full-heartedly to say because my parents, I was with them every day. That's all I knew. My father, when he raised me, it was like he took me from my mom. They were living together, but I grew up at the store with my dad every day. I went to school. My dad loved me so much that when he felt like school was too dumb for me, the nigga signed me out and just made me stay with him. So it was like, whenever somebody loses a parent, I always feel in my heart like, I don't know that you're going through depression. I just feel like you will. Because until you lost a parent, you'll never understand the world that a person lost a parent went through. That's just how I feel wholeheartedly.
That's the
you know,
truth.
and then it's the same with you know,
That's a different kind of depression,
It's a
too.
different world. It's something that will never, no one can ever say they can shake that. You know, people say, when my father first passed, I beat up a lot of people because people told me you'll get over it. And I said, who the fuck are you to tell me I'll get over my father?
Right.
Here it is 20-something years later. I can't get over it.
Right.
You know, with my mother, I say, you know, if your mom, you, it's something about coming out of a woman's womb and then watching that woman pass away. You'll never be able to go back to it, you know? And that's why I always tell these kids when they argue with their parents, I say, look, you better love that motherfucker while they're there. Because when they gone, you ain't gonna find another person with a gape love.
Some people
that they'll
can.
give
Some
to you.
people get through it differently though. No matter what, they argue with their parent. Now they blame themselves. They can't get past it. Mm-hmm. But losing a parent that you've loved, that loved you unconditionally, and you were able to give the same in return, that's something completely different.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it. I just know that losing my father,
You lose
I lost
you.
my
You
whole
lose
world.
a piece of, yeah, you lose a piece of yourself.
Right.
Despite the fact that my kids were still there, my siblings are still here, despite the fact that everything is still here, it was something completely different.
It's like a force field that was protecting you.
But that depression that I went through after having my children and the depression I went through after having my father is not comparable.
No. They two different ones.
That's what I
It's
keep
two
trying to
different
tell you
worlds.
when you keep saying we go through
Motherfucker,
stress
because I'm allowed to
and
have my own
depression.
opinion. I'm allowed to have my own opinion. What you talking about?
What's a opinion?
Just because it's the Nafati show don't mean
what's a
K
opinion?
Hunt can't have an opinion.
What? Oh,
A
now it's an
dependent-
opinion
a
because you
dependent.
said that my own opinion. So what's a opinion?
It's like depends when y'all women wear
Hey, Angie, love you too.
This
My uncle Baggy.
CMPRadio.no.
made me
It's
fucking
the
cry.
station.
them. You making me cry. And it's inauguration day. I'm supposed to be partying because JB gonna be in the house. I just need to know where Trump gonna be at because he going through depression.
I just want my stimmy.
I just want to know where Trump gonna be at. Don't nobody care about where Trump gotta live.
Kids gotta stop arguing and start loving and listen to your parents. Man, them kids are parents. Now we gonna get into that. I'm not arguing with a parent that has been there, done taught me, done scold me, done instill in me something different. I'm not arguing with my parents back and forth. Cause I know they gonna knock the shit out of me. Them kids, they were friends with their parents. Them kids that argue with their parents was an equal. As much money as you bring in this house, I bring it here too. That's what they can say. When I lived with my father and I had to go back home after living on my own, and I said I can pay a bill, he said, "No, you won't. No, you won't. This is my house. I'm gonna pay these bills. I don't want nothing from you." That's what he would do. And then when I left, and one time he said, "You can give me $25 a week." And when I left, he gave me every last one of them $25 a week that I gave. He gave it back to me. You understand what I'm saying? My children don't pay rent or bills in my house. That's my house. I want you to save your money. I want you to move out. I want you to get your own house. Because then in your house is rules. Because the moment I allow you to pay something in here, my rules are overlooked.
You got a lot of parents that don't think
Oh,
that
I
way.
paid the electric bill. I'm
Right.
gonna flip this light anytime. No, the fuck you not. You can't even tell them that because I asked you for the money for the electric bill. I have rules. I came with standards. So them people that argue with their parents like they right is because they were equal to their parents as they was growing up.
See, Pants was different. Pants took my money.
For what?
He gave me money. He paid me. He paid me good. But he already took his stipend out for bills.
Right.
Motherfucker. He was tough. And it was still his house. I barked up if I wanted to. He choked me out. He beat me up.
That's what I'm saying. You not standing in the street arguing with your pop. I had an argument with my dad one day in the street. So I said, he said. That's
You
how I
said,
know.
he said.
I said, because he said,
Oh.
who is he? Who is like, you. I'm talking about you. He was so mad that I acknowledged him as he, that we had one of the greatest heated arguments that we've ever had.
Right.
See,
And didn't speak for like a week, but I still walked in his house.
Right.
I still came in and spoke, but we didn't call each other on the phone how we normally would. But it was never to the extent, he said, let me tell you something. No matter who you talking to when you talking about me, you start with my dad said.
Right.
And that was a conversation we had to have after a while. But it wasn't no I'm walking in here smoking a blunt drinking in his face, all that stuff. Yeah, I had a red cup. He'd be like, it's juice. You always gotta add a little bit of color to it.
Right.
But I'm never disrespectful. Even with my mother, I won't drink around my mother because that's my mom.
Right.
I'm not walking in her crib like, shit, I just came here to eat. I don't feel like putting up with what you got to say. None of that. That's my mother.
Yeah, I think that all right, so with both of the parents being in my household, I feel like I've seen both of their stresses. And I feel like if you wanted to call it postpartum depression or anything like that, I feel like they both had to go through stresses that carried all the way till I was grown. My mom on one end, she would wake up every morning, right? And she would make sure that she would cook these pies all night and take them to work for sick people. And for like families that was broken. And then she would make breakfast for me and my sister. She would make lunch for me and my sister and my dad. And when she came home from work, she made dinner, and she made enough dinner that the whole neighborhood could come to our house. And I seen that part of my mom going through that. Every fucking day she worked and did that shit. And then on my dad's side, I seen a man that woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning religiously, right? And went to Yanks and every warehouse he had to go to. And he stayed at work from 5 in the morning till 12 at night. Just to come home, get in the shower, and fall asleep on the couch and wake up and do it all again.
Right.
The next day to make sure the bills was paid. So I understand where you come from, Naf, when you say a woman can't go through a man's stress, a man can't go through a woman's stress. I'm just saying that they both have their own trials and tribulations. And I know you agree to that. I just feel like, so even...
Can you stop breathing in the microphone
that was
like that?
But I say that because, Naf, that was a house, they were a household,
Can't hear
right?
me breathing.
Yes, we can.
For sure we can.
It's like,
Sad. But I agree with that.
But
I lived in a household.
No, so
It
I'm saying,
always was a
imagine
man
how
and a
scary it
woman.
get though, right? For a man and a woman when they don't know how to live together. And then
Right.
this one woman says, well, I'm taking you to child support court. And you like, but I'm giving you, I know so many men that give far and beyond
That's
what they
when
can
bitterness
give.
come in. That's when bitterness come in. When I think you can give me more. Bro had a conversation, and I said, I'm not a person who keeps my kids from their other parent. That's not me. My father said we have two different parents for a reason. When one can't do, the other one can. They said, I thought that nigga was asleep. See? So when me and my brothers went to live with my dad, and I questioned, well, what, my mom don't want me? And he said, no, it's just my turn. He didn't sue my mom for child support or none of that. It wasn't in him to do that. Whatever she did, she did. He was fine with that. But if he was angry, if he was angry, he would have definitely sued her. If he still had an emotional connection with her, he would have definitely sued her. The same way I said, how you gonna sue my dad? She was suing my dad, and we was living with him. But she was on another type time. But at the same time, when everything went how it went, she was like, I just couldn't. Like she had us young. She didn't really get to live. She wasn't a bad mom, but at some point in time, she just was like, when am I going to be able to be just Roz? You understand what I'm saying? I respected her. Once I started to have children and they started to get older, and I realized the amount of monies that I was spending and the time that I was spending on them and couldn't do it on myself.
You ever seen Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, 1,000,000 times.
Remember when she dropped off her son? He didn't bitch. A real man ain't bitch. He ain't bitch. He just said, "Oh, it's my time, huh?" That's
how my dad gave it to us. You have two parents for a reason. Now, despite the fact that all those women that were in and out of my father's life tried to make my mother look like a bad person, once I had a child, I realized them women were y'all was jealous of Roz. You gotta be. Because there's nowhere in the world you can say that a woman that is not here is a threat. And she dropped y'all off. Okay, and now I'm old enough. She dropped us off, and what? Did we want or need for anything? No, we didn't. And she'd pop up, just like a man. She'd pop up, drop off a couple dollars and leave. But it was, and I still respect her as my mother though. At one point in time, I couldn't get it because when I needed her as a child, she wasn't there. So I couldn't get it. But then once I got older, I realized it. Because you know how many times I contemplated leaving my kids and not coming back? How many times I said, oh, their dad got it. He can do it. As a
you
mom,
contemplated leaving your kids
and not coming back.
See,
Man,
that's
if I could
different.
pack my stuff,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's different as a man. Because guess what?
but
I
look
just
like yours
contemplated
because
putting
it-
mine on the black market.
My mom don't have no butt, Maisha. She got boobs. That's crazy. I got a butt like my grandma. Like mom, she's.
Why is it all right for Maisha to talk about your butt, but if we talk about your butt at the station, it's wrong?
You's a man.
Because I was a man, huh?
Yeah.
You's a man, Damon.
But it was crazy.
And it makes the other guys jealous.
Yeah.
You just gonna let them up there and talk about your butt like that.
let 'em be there and talk
I
about
can't wait to pull them over.
First off, Maisha, we don't call Nafati's butt a butt. We call it a mountain, a couch. We call
Remember
it
back in the day, they would put
plush pillow.
old
A
child
plush
support
pillow.
in public access TV. I would look on there every morning to make sure my dad's name wasn't on there.
Damn.
But your mom probably never sued him though. That's the crazy part. Like when my mom left and went to media, she when we moved to media, my stepfather was like, we don't need his money. Like that's how he felt. We didn't need Calvin's money. But Calvin wasn't one of those people who's just gonna let you take care of his kids and he's not there. So even when they said they took, it was a 218, now it's a PFA. When they took the 218 out and said my father couldn't come nowhere near my mother nor his children, my father still would come to the school.
I bet you he
He
would.
still would pull
Fuck
up
you
at the
talking
school.
about?
And then when she wouldn't allow us to accept our Christmas gifts, the nigga pulled up with a truck, didn't come on the land. The truck had a bed that came out and he pushed all the shit off the truck onto the yard.
That's
So
what I'm
even
talking-
when she
Trench coat
said we
mafia
couldn't
style.
have that,
He came to media,
he still
Pierre.
didn't care.
You
I'm
that
showing
dedicated?
you that we
said
had.
what?
You that dedicated? He came to media and
I'm
did
going
that
wherever
shit.
for my kids.
He wasn't one of
I ain't
those
going to
people.
media.
I'm
He
going
wasn't
to
one of those
media.
people
I
that
lived in media before. They'll fuck you up. Them cops will fuck you up.
He didn't care.
They didn't care.
He still came. He still was there. He still let his presence be known, and that's in the lives of all his children. So when them girls, I got siblings that ask questions and be like, why wasn't my dad there when I was younger? I said, you got to ask your grandfather and your mother that question. You can't ask us because I know the extent he's going to. I watched my father knock on one of my little sister's door and the pop-up told him, we don't need you. Don't come back to my door because I'm going to have you arrested. My dad laughed and said, okay. And then years later, they come and say, listen, we need X, Y, and Z. But they never tell that child, oh, your father paid the mortgage every month for 5 years. They never tell that child, or your father is the reason why Christmas was how it was for X amount of years. They never tell that child that he did X, Y, and Z. Even with the absent mom, they never say, well, your mom did X, Y, and Z, so this is why this was able to be done. No one wants to give credit. It's only the credit that you see right before you. Oh, this parent is here, so this parent did it. No, I seen them come. The lights got cut off, the water getting cut off, this getting done, that getting done. You want him to be a check, he's going to be a check. When that child is old enough, that child will come.
So, with that being said,
What?
you admit to living in media.
I never denied it.
Yeah, because you white. Sorry. I just needed certain things to be brought up that needed to be known about Nafa T. Williams. She's not from the Bennett home. She's from media.
I lived in the Bennett first.
From media, Naf.
Oh,
I lived in the
shit.
Bennett first.
So,
What?
Nothing. I'm reading football shit.
so what happens with this
know that.
inauguration today? How does that work? Because I thought
I
that
don't
Washington,
know.
isn't Washington on lockdown today?
They got more snipers.
Isn't it on
in
like
Washington.
martial law or some shit?
I don't know, but I gotta get my hair done for the inauguration.
You going down to Washington?
You got to go get your hair
I'ma
done for
be
the
there.
inauguration.
Yeah.
Why? I just
JB invited you?
I'm just trying to figure out
Because
what's
a black
the
woman
excitement.
is the vice president of the United States.
But you didn't like her when she was running for
I
president.
might still don't like her.
So
She's now the vice president. I don't have to like her to support her.
Is you
Yeah.
suffering from like the same shit that was happening on Scandal?
yeah.
That's just what I feel
No.
like.
So you didn't like her when she was running for president.
I don't like how they, well, after reading more into her, I don't like how they put her stats out there and didn't say they stacked her jurisdiction with that type of person. So they put her
stacked the
stats out.
jurisdiction with black people.
Yes, so her jurisdiction was a dominantly black neighborhood, and
Right.
they expected for her to do what? Let them all go? I feel like we all have to do our jobs, and in doing our jobs, she had to send people to jail. If we didn't do it, we had the opportunity not to do it as well.
I think her district was what her district was, and it was where it was.
And who lived there?
Black people.
So what was she supposed to do when black people committed a crime?
She was supposed to work out the plans for him if she was worried about reforming and changing the way they did.
And then they
business.
committed a crime again. What happens next?
Then they go to jail.
And then they commit a crime again.
Then they go to jail.
Again. So the first step, she shouldn't have just sent them it shouldn't have been tough love from the beginning.
It didn't happen.
Like after reading about her and researching her, of course I had time. It was like, okay, they would say that because they wanted the black vote to go the opposite way. And they would say that because they just wanted us to see her as a person who constantly incarcerates us, but they want us to vote for them who agree with mass incarceration.
I think mass incarceration is a problem for all of us, all districts, right? Wherever the black, but of course, black people go to jail more often than white people do. But to change that, if they're talking about jailhouse reform, if they're talking about prison reform, you have to talk to the inmates. You have to talk to the people that are part of that life to switch all this stuff up, right? You have to care. So, I think there are quite a few people out here right now in our area that care, and hopefully Kamala, hopefully it works, man. I'm not going to give her all the credit, but I'm going to say, hopefully she puts energy into reforming the prison system, right? Because she's a politician, right? She's an ex-DA. You understand what I'm saying? And she should do that. Being a black woman, right?
Because she's black, she should do it.
I'm about to put my stock into
the white
prison
people
now that she
shouldn't do
going
it.
in.
She's the vice president.
But the white people shouldn't have did it when
They will
Pence
never
was
do
a-
it. They eat off of that.
So they shouldn't have thought about it.
Why would they do it? Why would you take money out of your hands to
So-
give to somebody else?
Our prisons overpopulated by blacks or whites now.
So 1 in every 5 inmates in the world are from America, right? So we have the smallest amount of population, but the highest prison population. 20% of our prison population, is 20% of all prison populations throughout the world.
Is what?
It's 20%. 1 in every 5 people
Are American.
are American that are locked up right now in the world.
So are they black Americans?
Just Americans.
They just American.
They're just Americans. But, then you go into the color, and then it's like 65% are black, 20% are white, 15% are, Hispanic.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then
How many
2%,
what's the percentage of Hispanic? Because in Cali, them niggas fill the whole jail.
That's Cal. That's one state. The Mexicans aren't everywhere. They aren't in Dakota. They aren't in,
in PA.
Michigan, right? They aren't everywhere.
Them Latin Kings is in PA.
Anyway, we got a guest, man, and listen, man, this young man, he's been doing great things. Play his
The champ is here. Remix. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Hi, Franklin.
You want him in the middle? You want to put him in the hot seat?
I don't really want to hear his
Hot
pants when they
seat.
rip.
Ain't no such thing as a hot
It's
seat.
definitely a
You
such
said-
thing as a hot
Oh
seat.
yeah.
You don't want to be
It
where?
get dark in here. Oh, look at me.
The champ is definitely in the
I
building.
asked before
Champ
he
is
got
in the
here.
building.
I know they know I asked, and I just
What?
I have nothing.
Why you ain't got nothing?
The champ is in the building.
That's why I'm not gonna say nothing because he can fight.
Yo, this joint nice.
He can't really fight.
I
beat
wish
him
I
up.
had. If I had my gun, I'd talk shit to him.
Wow. What I do to your eye though? Stop playing. You know.
First off, I wasn't looking.
I looked. I looked.
You know what I'm talking about? He said what he do to my eye. One day he...
You look, hold, stop, because y'all talking about 2 different things.
Yo, it's crazy, man. This
What the
joint.
hell are you talking about?
She talking about... When the song was coming on, the champ is here, she
Right.
said his pants is here. Nafa T always trying to grind Frankie up.
Yo.
I do not grind Frankie up. I don't do that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you definitely do that.
Frankie
Definitely.
Lane is in the
Yes, I
building,
do.
y'all.
Yes, I do.
Hashtag blessed up, man.
Real quick, right? I just want to touch on this. We Eagles fans,
Uh-huh.
so we might be trading Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts
Who we get?
because their quarterback just retired. Phillip Rivers just retired after 17 seasons in the NFL.
Who is Wentz? Is Wentz the one that got us a championship?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Get rid of him.
Foles got us a championship. Wentz got us to the game. He got us to the
Got us there.
playoffs.
He got us there.
He got us to the playoffs. Then he
got us there.
tore his ACL.
Don't get rid of him.
You got to get rid of
You
him.
gotta
He
get rid of
did
him.
nothing. He didn't do anything.
Right.
He didn't do anything.
You just said
After
in the
Foles
same
won
sentence
the-
that you
won
just
the
said he didn't do
championship.
anything. You said that he got us there.
He got us
He
there.
got us there.
confused.
He got us to the playoffs.
That's why I don't watch sports.
And then Foles took us all the way because Wentz would have folded under pressure.
I
He's
don't
shown
believe
it.
that. I
I
don't
do.
believe that.
I do.
I don't believe that.
I do.
So basically,
Well, we got a difference of opinion.
I feel like the coaches that he had that was perfect. So the coach of the Colts is the ex offensive coordinator for the Eagles. They had a good relationship. Just trade him away. And
yo,
start
can you
over.
see?
Why Frankie just keep laughing? I think the jeans is tickling him. He got strings showing. Like I don't know. He got cuts and slips in his jeans and shit. Like they I don't know what's going on. He just been laughing since he
How did we get this
got
guy
here?
here today, man? This is a phenomenal guy. How did we get him
So-
on the show?
I don't know what happened.
So this is what's supposed to happen. Me and Frankie was supposed to have a conversation. He was supposed to be on Uncle P's parlay or parlay with Uncle P. And Monday I had a panic attack. So I just laid my ass the fuck down. Right? It was like everything that I'm
You
dealing
ain't want to
with.
say that when we was talking about going through stress and
No,
depression.
because you said men don't go through it. So I didn't want to
Okay,
bring
so
up
why
what I
didn't you
went
be
through.
the first person to talk about it? Like, listen, I just had a panic attack on Monday, y'all. I didn't know what was going on.
Because
with
that was
myself.
personal. Then I would have to
Because
get
you
involved.
I had to-
then they had to argue with you because you just
Right,
said it
because you
wasn't
sitting
a
there
panic
saying men
attack.
don't go through that shit.
You just said
you
that.
could-
And
you
then
said I
Mary
had to
said
go
it ain't
lay
mannish
myself-
for a man to go through it. So then it's like,
it's
no,
not
I'm gonna be a
managed
man.
for a
It's-
to
I
go
ain't gonna
through
say shit.
postpartum depression. That's what.
Well, that's
she
what it
said.
could be. I just had a baby.
Oh, you had a baby.
Yeah, he had a baby.
Yeah, I created the child, didn't I? Don't I got to take care of the
You said
child
it
for the
like you
next
pushed it
23
out.
years of his
Frankie,
life?
you had a baby too?
What, Monday? I ain't had no baby Monday. Nah, not at all.
No, but we were supposed to sit down and talk. He called me on the phone. He's like, "Yo, what's up, man?" I said, let's try to
He's talking
reschedule."
What we talking about? His nonprofit that he got
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
Gonna talk about his nonprofit, right? How he's affecting the community, how he's out here giving away money. I done answered a couple questions on the joint live. I ain't getting no money in my Cash App yet. I want to talk to him about that, right?
Oh.
I
How
went
he
to the
make
gas station and I ain't getting no free
no gas.
I
You
just
feel
put
me?
gas in your banshee. What you talking about?
Oh, damn. he
You
did.
see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. I
Well,
got
where is this
I got
at?
some of
Because
the
I
free
need
money.
gas.
I did get some of the free money. I'm sorry. I did get some of that shit. I forgot.
So,
Yo.
so Frankie, what are you doing, man? Name of your nonprofit and all that good stuff. Give us that, where we can find you at, and then we're gonna get into this interview. Bro.
Like, nah. Nonprofit's called Frankie_Purple Heart on IG. I gotta get a Facebook page. Somebody said I should get a Facebook page. I don't have one yet. But
Somebody
on YouTube,
phone up. It's Frankie's.
Is mine? What happened? I got
He
what?
think because he can fight, he don't gotta follow
Oh,
the
my
rules.
fault.
You
My
gotta follow
fault.
the damn rules.
Hashtag blessed up. I didn't
He
know.
can't really. I beat the shit out of him in this joint right now. For
You
you.
crazy.
He knows it.
I was
too.
locked up
I'm
too.
not
What
helping
you talking
him.
about?
I'm not.
You ain't gotta help
helping.
me.
I was locked up too, though. I know how small the cell is.
2 days locked up is not.
Before the
a
show
lot.
is over, we'll have a boxing match in here.
2 days being locked up, Frankie. You don't get to say I was
He
locked
not
up.
talking about he was locked up in jail for 2 days. He talking about his baby mom kept him in the house.
She got one of them key entry and exit locks.
You ain't going nowhere.
It get dark in this joint. I said,
Right.
okay.
Real dark.
Yeah, he
I guess I gotta put my pen and pad out. I see you got yours. I see what's going on
start
now.
asking some questions right now. So on December
Nah, but
25th.
all seriously though, on IG Frankie_Purple Heart, and you can follow my YouTube channel at Frankie Lynn Purple Heart.
So what's the Purple Heart for?
Purple Heart is Purple Heart Initiative. Sensitive understanding and unconditional love.
Got to wearing them jeans. Gotta have all of that.
Shots fired.
All of that. No, I don't want them to burn back on me though, cause I got my braids under here.
Nah, I'm gonna let you be great. I'm gonna let you be great today.
What made you want to start doing this right here?
I don't know. For real, it's been on my heart for some years now. I just never got the paperwork and everything straight. See, I mean, we always do it anyway. You know what I mean? We always look out for other people anyway. So it's like, dang, let's get official with it. Let's get, you know what I mean? Let's be right with it. So I didn't even know about my folks that helped me do it, put it together. I didn't even know about grants and stuff. Like, all the money I'm giving out now straight out of pocket. I didn't know about any of that stuff. So, I mean, I still ain't get no grants or nothing like that, but I'm
But
about,
they'll come.
Yeah. I commend you. When I met you, when I first heard of you, when you were younger, they used to talk about this guy Frankie from 8th Street that used to fight all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, and then come 2015, when I hear about him, it's Frankie isn't in the streets no more. Frankie's in the gym.
I never heard of him until he knocked on my door and said my neighbor called the inspectors on me. I snapped. I said, what? I said, you had the nerve to knock on my door. You better ask them. He said, you know what, ma'am, I'm just going to leave. I'm like, you got to. It ain't no, I'm just going to leave. He like, I'm just going to leave.
What made you transition from the streets to
What made you transition from the streets, right, to wanting to give back to the kids in the streets?
She is crazy. I'm sorry, like y'all just y'all
We
everywhere
don't.
right
I mean,
now.
it's just that we don't really expect you to be able to answer too many questions. Number one, you're a boxer. We know you guys aren't that intelligent. Number two, you got these genes on it that are cutting off your blood circulation. We want to know.
That's what you brought here.
That's what we brought you in here for. To grind you up.
I say what, but everybody got to lead though, so I ain't tripping. So anyway,
Listen.
yo, nah, man. I mean, you gonna say something?
So
No,
are
you're
you
gonna-
geared towards kids? Like, is it just children that you're geared to
Or is it the
helping,
whole
or is it
community?
like the community?
No, it's everybody. Somebody just texted me when he told me to walk in, and I don't put people business out there, but it's a lot of stuff that I do for people that's that won't be on camera, that's not won't be on YouTube or Instagram or anything. But I won't get into her whole situation. But she just inboxed me and said her electric got cut off.
I can turn it back on for you. You ain't got to pay for it.
Yes, I got Cable Jeff number on speed dial.
That's
We
all
get
I'm
that shit
saying.
hooked back up.
Jeff taught me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Hold
though,
up,
like,
hold up. See, this is what gets me.
We'll get you.
This is what gets me.
We'll get you.
Is my children one speaking?
Her electric got cut off in the middle of a pandemic.
I got WD-40.
How her electric get cut off in the middle of the pandemic?
That's what gets me. See, I ask these questions.
See, we not in the middle of the pandemic no more though.
No,
We're
we
in the
are.
middle
We're still.
of,
we're still.
it's winter.
What is this?
It's definitely
no,
winter.
The winter situation been stopped.
When?
That been stopped 2 years ago. They can't cut you. That they can't cut your electric off from.
Yeah, I
November
think Frankie
until
might got some
it's-
sugar daddy
it's,
situations
yeah.
going on.
Now she should say it's about to get cut off because
Yeah.
they're now.
Because they don't
about
cut
to
your shit
lift
off in the
gap.
winter,
Right.
even
No,
without the
they do.
pandemic.
They do turn it off.
They
in
extending
the
it
winter,
though.
bro.
With
They
Biden's
have-
situation, he
They
extended
have
it till
extended it.
September.
Swap chairs with me.
They have
Swap
extended.
chairs, why?
Because you said you was a squeaking.
But
Swap the chair.
my thing is, you can't come and say it's cut off like today, right now.
Right.
I mean, see, that's the things with nonprofit and people with great hearts and things like that. You never question what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like how?
Oh, you want to be?
Oh, he want to get close to 9.
The fuck type shit is this? Scoot over then, dog.
Yeah. I need to get in the middle.
Pause.
Wow. It says more creamy in the middle.
I'm just
Let me
letting
just
y'all
check my
know
temperature.
that
It's 95.
he can only do this because he is family, and I'm trying to let him live. I don't want to beat his ass.
Whoa.
I don't want to beat you up on the air. That wouldn't be good for you.
Do you want to tell the people what I did to you last time, or you?
Huh?
What I did to you last time?
You want to tell the people what happened
You
last
stepped
time?
outside his boundary, right? Got in the ring, and I soccer punched you. And you said I'm done.
That was in the ring. We was outside.
That was in the ring.
That was
I ain't beat you
outside.
bad in the ring.
You didn't beat me bad in the ring?
Yeah.
Frankie, why are you slim right now? Why have you lost this much weight? Who trained you to
You
lose this
helped me
much
to
weight?
train. Well, he helped me,
Who,
but
no,
I
no,
did
no.
it
I'm,
bad, though.
who gave you
Don't
the
touch me.
rings?
Don't touch me.
Huh?
Don't touch me.
Okay, you're right. You're right. So, ladies and gentlemen, one time I had my eye. It was hurt because Frankie had punched me when I wasn't looking. Watch this. Do you want to fight?
Huh?
Do you want to fight?
Wait, why you
Do you want to fight? See how this happens? Y'all seen Baby Boy? Y'all seen Baby
See,
Boy?
I get. See,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We got
It's a
retarded
family
shit.
thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
It happens like that
absolutely.
sometimes, not for Tate. I apologize.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Now I've called him for backup.
Nafton called for backup on her cell phone, on her watch phone.
Oh, niggas is playing games. Niggas is playing too much. But Frankie, back to your nonprofit, right? So you started this year, right? You got your paperwork and everything together, and you out here filling up gas tanks. You helping people with their bills. Like, how does it feel?
Yo, like it's an incredible feeling.
The give back.
To give back, man. As the Bible says, you have to be a giver to receive your blessing.
Absolutely.
So, like, it come back double time.
What verse is that in the Bible?
I don't know the verse.
He will in a couple years.
Yeah, I don't know the verses. Like,
I don't know what it is.
You don't know the verse either. So why you asking somebody you don't know the verse?
Because when people quote the Bible, I want them to say the scripture in the past.
Why would they say that?
Because I just feel like that's what they should do. See, my father used to be like, coming from Psalms, you know,
oh, she old school.
32,
She old school.
Right.
line, whatever, you know, that he, that's all
Yeah.
I want.
Okay.
Nah, but I had two types of feelings. One of the feelings when I went skydiving, like it was so beautiful, and it's like when I get back, I feel the same thing. So like I know this is what I'm supposed to be.
Supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
So besides gas and electric bills, what else you doing?
Like I said, like
For all the sugar babies that's looking for
I just need
Frankie.
to know what's the list of things we can
Frank,
call
you
on.
kind of like a pushover in the wintertime. She hit you with an easy one. Yeah, my electric going off in the winter.
yeah. But listen though, like I said, it's a lot of
Lahib ain't
things.
never let nobody electric go off in the
Listen.
winter, but it's good. Bro.
It's a lot of
I like
things.
it.
It's a lot of things that I do undercover though. Just like somebody, she another woman reached out to me and was like, yeah, I just left an abusive relationship or whatever the case may be. She didn't go into too much detail, but she said she didn't ask for money. She asked for food.
Oh, I thought she was hiring you to beat him up.
See now,
I mean, I
Can
just
you
left
come
an
ghost
abusive
this nigga?
relationship. I need you to come. Yeah,
Just come punch him in the rib one
Nah.
time for me.
Now we've had that situation happen here where people just want the food and they really, I think going out and actually getting it for them or finding somebody to go out and get it for them and the appreciativeness that they give you in the end is different than the money.
Absolutely.
Like when you give people money, they have a tendency to not do what's needed for it.
absolutely.
With it. I'm sorry. And so I greatly like that. I commend you on that.
Yeah, so we went to the market and got her, a ton of stuff. So it was dope. So, cause she had me confused. 'Cause I thought she was gonna ask for money at the end, and she was like, "Nah, we just need some food." I was like,
Yeah, she just
That's
wanted
it.
some fruit
It's-
from Ruth
it's-
Chris.
It's kind of hard for people to admit that they need things.
Yeah,
So I tell people all the time, like just like the inbox on Facebook or DM on Instagram, or even if you know somebody's text message, phone number, use them.
You know, he did, and I applaud him too, because remember now when we were doing the stuff at the Salvation Army, Frankie did come donate money back then.
It did.
He donated money to go towards the food, so I applaud you for that. And then I also seen your work that you did when I came home from jail 2015. Me and Frankie, how we met was we were going to fight. We were going to
Serious,
fight
real
over the
serious.
bike stuff, like real serious fight.
"Nah, but it got deeper than
Yeah,
that."
and yeah, it was over the bike stuff though. It was over William.
Yeah, but we talking about guns. And
I know, but let me tell you though, Nav, hold on.
it was crazy.
It was crazy, Nav. How we met was crazy. So the next day, guess where we met at, Nav? The gym. We didn't purposely meet there, but when I went there, I met this guy that was helping all these kids there. It's more kids than it was adults there. And he's sitting there, and he's helping the kids and he's teaching them how to box. And, kids they're little boys. They got testosterone, so they got attitudes. They can't sit still. They can't do nothing right. And when Frankie would walk in the building, all the kids would follow what Frankie said do. So Frankie would say, yo, do your push-ups first, do your morning routine, do your first routine, do your jumping jacks. And these kids would follow in line with that. We would all go outside. I would come with these crazy routines and tell Frankie to do them. And Frankie would be like, okay, we got to go outside and go running. Or we got to do this, we got to do that. And these kids followed him. And it was like a beautiful thing to see because he was real selfless with that. You feel me? It's a lot of things he could have been doing we didn't do it. We did it every fucking evening. Yeah. And he could have been doing a lot of other things with his life. He got kids too. And he would bring his sons to the boxing ring and he would mentor these kids over and over. And I said, well, he made me want to mentor back then.
So what do you wish to get out of like your whole nonprofit, the whole mentorship, like everything? What do you wish to get out of it?
I'm just crazy because I don't want nothing out of it. So the goal is to travel the world doing this. So I've already been traveling a lot, and like even when I was out Vegas, like the people out there that's dancing, so like I was just giving money away. So it's like my goal for it, I'm gonna be traveling the whole world giving back. So it's like I don't expect nothing. So it's a blessing to me. So I mean,
I still got to ask this question though, right? without going to jail, without being shot in the head, without being 50 Cent shot 50 times or something, right? At what point in time did you say street shit is boring or dead? I need to be a man. I got a community I need to take care of. Because I see you a lot of times, you're in the streets, you're in the same neighborhood where it's all gunslangers, and you like,
Right.
ain't no gunslanging today. We having a cookout for the kids.
Block party.
How do you to me, I'm asking, how do you transition that? How do you go from one to the other? And what made you want to go from one to the other? Was it something tragic? Did something happen in your family? Like, what's going on there?
That's a dope question. Wow. That's dope.
Just don't be Floyd Mayweather and can't answer it. You know?
That's a dope question. I mean, it's crazy because it's like when I was coming up, it was like, you know what I mean, we in the streets with it. You had the people that sold weed and you had the people that carry guns. I was one of the person that liked to carry guns, just like to shoot. But it came a time when I was the only one trying to shoot. And it was like, hold on, this ain't right. I should go to the service or go to the Marines or go to the armies and get paid to do what I want to do. And then I almost lost my life several times. And my friends wasn't there. So one incident, it was a LV party. We out there partying and everything. And afterwards, I got caught by the people was beefing with. And I got pistol whipped and everything. And to this day, me and the guy, we real cool. Like, we had a grown man-to-man talk. You know what I mean? He apologized for doing that, doing this. Then another situation happened, and I'm like, yo, hold the drum. They scared to hold the drum. I'm like, well, they not on the same type time as me. And then somebody else pulled up on me and beefing with. He had the gun to me, like he was 5 feet away like this. I can get you. I'm like, yo, this shit ain't it. You know what I mean? So it's like, then, you know, I had my 2 boys, so it's like, I wanted to start leaving a legacy for them. So it came to the point as my family. So as I'm being the middle child, everybody look up to me and my family. Okay, Frankie doing this or Frankie doing that. And I got a little brother and I got an older brother, 2 older brothers. Who gonna be the leader? You know what I mean? So then, you know, God came into my life. So he started showing me different things. Then I started traveling. I'm like, oh, this ain't life. It's more than Chester. Like, this ain't life. Not seeing people my age, $100,000, $200,000. I said, oh, I need that. You know what I mean? So that was years ago, and I ain't pick up a gun since. So, you know, blessing on blessing, man.
So when you changed your life, it had nothing to do with me beating you up in the ring? Okay. All right. Or none of the training sessions that we went through. I still got the videos. Or I'm just asking because I'm proud of you, right?
I appreciate it, man.
But did any part of you changing your life have to do with the tight jeans that you wear sometimes? Because sometimes we feel like they're painted on and not put on. I said that for you, Naf, right?
See, that's
CMPradio.net. We come at them.
See, but once point in time, I was bigger.
You was my size. You was
I couldn't wear skinny jeans. You know what I mean? So
you wanted to?
Huh? Nah, it wasn't the point, but now I got the option. So it's like I got the option
What's
now.
the most you ever weighed?
250.
How tall are you?
5'7".
And what was your prime weight when you was when you were doing your Golden Gloves and stuff? What did you drop your weight all the way to?
158.
Damn.
That's a whole person.
You dropped a whole person off it.
That's a whole person.
Hashtag blessed up, man. Oh, but to piggyback off what you said though, like once I started changing my life got easier, but it still was. I'm in Chester, so it still was hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ain't like I changed and, you know what I mean, it happened overnight. So after I changed, right, years later, after I changed, this real rap. After I changed, and I go to church every Sunday too, Bible study Wednesday. But after I changed, I had an incident. I think I was just leaving the gym or Bible study. I'm out front of the house. I see a car coming, and I ain't paying it no mind. And I turn around and get my bag. When I turn back around, the car right here, the window already down. And they like, no, go ahead, wrong person. So I almost lost my life again, you know what I mean? So like the devil
wasn't even you.
Yeah, so the devil was always working regardless of the situation. So it's like,
but if your faith is there,
your faith is there, you know what I mean? But you gotta you still gonna get tested, you know what I mean? So regardless of how good you doing or, you know what I mean, the devil's still gonna try to bring you down. My most recent joint, You know about. I got shot at by the gold room in my my new whip. You know what I mean? The coupe. You know what I mean? But one thing I didn't retaliate. You know what I mean? Every time a situation happened, it felt like I got a shield around me. No cap, man. It's like the car probably was 10 feet behind me. Nothing got hit, nothing got shattered or anything like that. So like I didn't retaliate on it. I got a lot of dumb retarded friends that's like, yo, no, I'm like, listen, no.
Tell them what your good friend said.
You know what I mean?
Tell them what your good brother said.
Nigga, we can put him in the basement.
No, I
We
did not
already
say
know
no
how
shit like
go.
that.
We
First
already
off.
know how that go.
Yeah.
Nah, listen to me, Nah. When me and him became like real close, like brotherly friends, we both went through situations together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guess what we said, man? This ain't what God want for us. And I'm Muslim and he Christian. We pray together.
Yeah, we don't.
We ride bikes together. We pray together. We lost friends together since we've been home. We lost a lot. God damn. We lost over like 5 friends together.
No cap.
Since I've been home from jail. And it's like, but you know who, a person that I think linked us from praying together was your father. When our friends got killed before, remember when K Black got killed, who was there? Pastor Bayak was there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's your dad?
That was her father. So when
Frankie has to go.
Yeah. So why you can't quote none of the scriptures then? What's going on with you?
That was his calling.
Yo.
We gonna get that straight right now. That was his calling.
But I say that to say he was one of them people that said that like Christians and Muslims supposed to pray together.
They are though.
No, and I'm not knocking it. Me and him pray together.
But see,
When me and him going through something, we pray together.
so y'all have to be an example for others, and I mean other older Muslims and other older Christians that say that that's not how that's supposed to be. Like literally, when you ever go to a funeral, you ever go to a janazah and all the Christians get up and leave, or you go to a funeral at a church and all the Muslims leave, they no longer stand in the back when it's time to pray. Like they find it disrespectful for us to pray together. They actually get up and leave their seat.
See, I can't speak for all of them, but I can
You
speak for what kept me
Grounded.
What kept me grounded and away from blowing some niggas' heads off sometimes was him right here. He'd come and be like, nah, this ain't what we doing no more.
Right.
This ain't that life no more.
Right.
You feel me? We got these kids looking up to us. We trying to help these kids. We're doing this with this. And we want to just sit here and pray real quick. Let's just everybody say a prayer real quick.
We came in City Hall and prayed. We came in City
Yeah,
Hall.
when he got his job in City Hall, we pray. Like we always
prayed
like,
about that.
if something happens, I just go to him like, we got to pray about this because
I believe religion is a personal thing, right?
I believe it's a spiritual thing.
But it's a personal thing that you're walking through it. You yourself you're in it. When it becomes a universal thing, you try to make everybody else see how you feel, then that's when the tensions come in. Because you're Muslim, he's Christian. If he's sitting there telling you, well, Jesus did this and Jesus did that, instead of just praying, we're not worried about what God, because it's all one God, right? Because you talk a different language, you gave him a different name. But if you make it a personal thing and stop trying to convert other people and change other people and just allow them to walk in their journey, I think it'll make life so much better. Because that's the biggest thing that divides us as black people. We're divided by religions. We got Muslims, we got NOI, we got Catholics, we got Christians, we got Buddhists. But it's like your personal journey, your walk with God is yours and yours alone. When you go up there and he judging you, he's judging you. He's not judging the crew that you roll with. He's judging you. So if we look at it like that, we can solve so many different things in our community. It starts right there, though.
And the problem is with a lot of us as black, like we so quick to judge. You know what I mean? It's like, who are you to be judging? So it's like, and that's what comes, and that's when the conflict coming as well. Like, and they the same people, like you said, the people that's leaving.
But they'll say, but I'm not judging.
Are,
that's the first thing they'll say. I'm not judging you, but. So anything before the but has been exiled.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think both books say just about the same thing because we can only speak about the two religions that we live daily. Both books say the same exact thing. It's just worded differently. It all has the same definition, the same meaning. It tells you to do the same exact thing. But people won't accept that. They will not accept that. It's told. I stopped talking religion with people. It get heated.
Yeah,
It gets very heated.
But it says that in the Quran. It says in the Quran and in the Bible it says you shouldn't debate religion.
Right.
It shouldn't be it's a discussion though. It's not a debate of who has a better power.
My God's better than your God.
How?
But
if it's only one God,
right?
I can't stand when people say, "Well, my God told me." I'm thinking, what's your God's name?
Right.
You know what's weird though, Nav? So like when I went out the country, right? Islam. I'm sorry to say this, and people be like, "Oh no, that's not true. That's a fucking lie."
You been out the
when I was in
country?
Cuba, Islam and Christianity is not the two major religions. Black people practice these like black religions, like Santa Maria and some other type stuff, but it wasn't those two. And I'm just saying that to say that the things that we take so heavy in America, right? And when you go other places, when I was over in Europe, guess
ain't
what?
even on the Richter
The
scale.
Muslims that was over there,
Right.
they didn't hold that the way they did. And the Christians that was over there was like, they was cool with the Muslims.
Right.
They was like, oh, you got to go to the mountain of Ezek, and it's a building with Muslims and Christians in it. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, because in America, y'all, like, niggas dying over this shit.
Our church didn't have any heat, so we needed a building. And technically, even though it's a church down the street, because they was having their service at the same time, a masjid offered us their building. And the only respect they asked us to have for their building was to remove our shoes once we entered. But a masjid offered us to use their building. And somebody inside the masjid told them, you can't do that. And what he said was, if they were in Israel, Iraq, Iran, anywhere, and they wanted to pray, and their church wasn't open, we opened the doors of the masjid so that they can pray.
Absolutely.
But around here, and I call them these modern day religious people. They find it ignorant for you to allow someone of another religion to come inside of your home and pray.
It's the people that make money off of it. The people that make money and make bank, they need division. They don't need for us to be in agreement that we need to change the way we operate inside of religion. Religion that's used for monetary purposes is a divider. It's that wall in between you and your sister, you and your brother, and your family. So, you know, when
It's a major difference between religion and spirituality.
Absolutely.
Your body craves spirituality. You know, no matter where they drop you at in the world right now, your spirit will go towards spirituality.
I don't think Frankie thought this was the kind of interview he was going to have.
No. I listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, man.
Right.
I'm a good listener.
Frankie's here, and you know, Frankie is spiritual.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Christian, he's very spiritual. He'd drop down and pray in front of everybody. He don't care. I seen him.
care.
He knocked people out in the ring. He prayed. He prayed right in the ring. He be blowing their mind. He be praying before the fight, praying after the fight.
Yeah, no cap.
After every one of his Golden Glove fights, when I used to be there, I didn't care what his friends was there for. What did me and you walk off in the corner and do?
Pray.
I stop him from doing everything, and me and him would walk off and we'd pray. So he's very spiritual. And I just say that. So spirituality is in blacks. It's just about where your spirit leads you to.
You don't think it's in every race though?
I think it's in every
blacks.
No.
Spirituality is only in blacks.
No, I didn't say that. That's Pierre said that. I didn't. Don't put that in.
I said I'm asking you. He said no.
I feel like black people are more spiritual because we've been broken from what our natural.
And we ain't trying to take this motherfucker over.
We've been broken from whatever our original spirituality was. No one in this room right now can
Facts,
tell me
bro.
what your forefathers prayed to. No one can say it. No one knows what your heritage prayed to.
I know, because if I go off of world religion in college, the way they talk about it, they tell everything is man-made. Like they say the first religion is Christianity. And I don't kind of sort of think that that's the truth. But I believed it then because I'm a Christian. So I was like, yeah, okay, all right. My brother said, remember my dad went to the masjid and he was the talk of the city. So they was about to have Juma on Friday. And my pop, we ride down 30. He like, pull over right here. Well, what you get ready to do? He gets out the car, goes in the masjid, washes, and takes his shoes off and starts to pray with them.
Right.
He prayed in their way.
Right.
And they looking at him like, what? So people like, yeah, your pop was at the masjid this morning. Hell. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you went to Juma this morning? He like, yeah. He said, who said I couldn't?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, but like you really went and took, like, he said, it's not like I've never done it before.
Right.
He said, but as a Christian, I should have done it more often.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, but you really went to Juma?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He like, yeah.
Frankie,
I
how
prayed
old
right
are you?
next to him.
How old are you?
21.
Them jeans
So you
say a
want-
lot. Them jeans say a lot.
Yeah,
They
dog.
say
It's
a
like
lot.
Don't let your circulation in your legs mess up your brain. How old are you?
Listen, I remember when you was smaller, you was wearing tight jeans.
I
Now you
was
got
slim.
bigger. See what I'm saying? You see,
He
used
was
to
wearing
wear 'em.
tight jeans?
Yeah, he was wearing
I was a
tight
slim nigga. I
jeans.
was a stripper. I was skinny.
You see what I'm saying? Now
I
he
was a
got
boxer.
bigger again. Now he can't wear the
He
tight
can't
jeans.
wear tight jeans
And
no more.
now it's like,
Right.
yo, nah, I don't like you doing that.
So you say he hating?
So you say I'm hating because I'm asking you how old you are? How old are
Wow, I'm 29.
you? You're 29 years old. I applaud you. Not too many 29-year-olds I know don't resort to violence.
Right.
I seen a situation with you last weekend where you were just trying to enforce what the mayor told you to do.
Right.
And
What
you know
was
the
that?
younger people was like,
Wear tight shirts with the tight jeans? Which one was it? Let me
no,
know.
the mayor was just trying to say that he needed to check a situation with a lunch truck. And Frankie was just there to work the situation. And, you know, all the young guys that was there was like, you know, antagonizing him.
Right.
Nigga this, nigga that. And Frankie had this calm demeanor of like, who wants to get knocked out first?
Come on, let's go.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm a business owner, and not only that, I believe in blacks supporting blacks. So my end of it was I didn't even want black people arguing with black people because it was white cops there. I hate when white people get to see us debate and we can't fix it. So my goal was to fix whatever the problem was. But Frankie was sitting there with this cool demeanor, like, ooh, you know I can. Like, all right, I'm gonna line him up first, then I'm gonna go for him, then I'm gonna fight him. And I'm like, you know, I applaud you for not even having that attitude towards them because you kept speaking normally and you was like,
Yeah, I didn't get out of
listen,
I didn't get out
man,
of character.
we need to work this out the right way.
But it was about to get dark though. They ain't
It
have
wasn't
a
about
clue.
the, but listen to this though, right? This is a beautiful thing
That'd
about
be the
life.
part.
When you reach an age in life, when you reach a part in your life, right, where you can talk before acting out, that's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's different because
that's-
fighting is easy.
yeah.
That's when you reached a peaceful state. That's when your mind, body, and soul is at peace.
Absolutely.
Nafati want to smack me all the time, but she just talked to me before she swing on me.
No, but we talked about this on Monday when we said how we react is why they call us animals.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that on Monday when I said it's a difference in the way I handle things now. Now I actually listen to what you have to say to try to understand instead of me trying to stop you and make you understand it my way. So it is a good thing. Like change within yourself is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't they don't listen to understand. They listen
Listen
to
to
argue
reply.
back. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference. There's levels to it though. You know.
Yeah, it takes time. And I can say you got it a lot faster than most of us. I always ask the question, at what point in time did you look at yourself as a man? You're 29. I know people who said 33, 30, 35. Only one person ever told me when I became a father. I just looked at him and was like, really?
You and K Black and Ryder and all them, y'all had a drink when I first came home. It was Bikes Up, Guns Down.
Right.
And I know you used to force all the kids to come up to the A field and be a part of that. I thought that was phenomenal because when me and all my friends were younger and we were bikers, it was like we wanted to be like Sons of Anarchy. It was like,
We need guns.
yeah, we need guns. Like, what the fuck you mean, bikes up, guns? And no, listen, and when I came home, it wasn't that. It wasn't bikers trying to be bikers. They had all the little kids there, and it was like bikes up, guns down.
Yeah, it was dope.
And I'm like, I ain't gotta be a gangster no more. What the fuck y'all niggas mean? I'm an OG, nigga. You ride a bike, you carry a gun. And they was like, nah, don't bring no gun up here. Like, we just willing. Like, it's bikes up, guns down. We're gonna teach these kids how to ride. They would sit up there all Sunday and teach the kids how to ride bikes.
Yeah.
Kids want to get on the bike, they let the kids on the bike. They would talk to them about riding, and it was like, don't go do no nut shit. Nut shit ain't cool. And I was like, wow, this is a different type of biker gang.
I mean, people feel as though that the gun protects you more. Because I remember me and the Muslim brother I was working with, we got caught in the crossfire. He didn't even blink. He ain't duck nothing. I'm like, you ain't gonna get down. He talking about if it's my time, it's my time. I'm ready.
I'm ducking.
He had a different kind of faith though. That walk by faith, that walk by faith and everything else is okay.
I walk by
It's
faith, but
real in people.
faith
when
ain't
they're
shit if you
religious.
don't do with the what does it say? Like faith without action.
Work without
Yeah, so I got to duck.
faith.
I believe God got my back, but I still believe that you got to duck when bullets is flying because niggas shoot like this.
Absolutely.
No, it don't matter if you duck or not, though.
Guys
if it's
shoot like
for you,
a-
it's for you.
So you could duck and a bullet hit you in the
if
head.
it's for you, it's for you. The lady was laying in her bed in her house.
I'm just saying
And she
niggas
got
shoot
hit.
like a windshield wiper.
Yeah, but if it's for you, it's for you. When he didn't duck, I looked at him different. I'm like, so what you think? You like God? He said no.
You was
I just
instantly
believe
turned on by him. You wanted to be his woman. Like this nigga can walk through bullets.
Who is she? Who is you talking about?
I don't know. But when
never
she,
said a name.
listen to me. If a nigga stood next to
That's
Navati
my dad.
and he got
Right.
shot at, you would say your dad? What you say? I'm lost. I didn't hear that part.
I thought she said her dad. She was with her dad and
No, I
somebody
thought she
else.
said
I was with the
no.
Muslim brother.
She said she was with a brother. That's what I'm
Alright.
saying.
No,
So
I
I
didn't
feel
say
like
a brother.
once the motherfucker stood there and they flinch at a bullet, Navati was like, "Ooh, he an alpha. He an alpha male. He ain't scared of bullets.
First of all,
This nigga
no,
walked
it
through
wasn't
bullets.
that he wasn't scared of bullets. He
Rain
wasn't
Man.
scared to die.
He wasn't scared to die.
He said if it was his time, it was his time. He gave me a better explanation. He said, see, in his country, they shoot for celebration. He said, but here they shoot for fear and retaliation. He said it's a complete difference. He said, I would never duck because someone is shooting, because even if I duck, I'm still not safe.
Right.
So with that being said, when he said when he did it, I'm like, I'm hiding behind the bed.
I
and
believe.
truck and everything.
Listen, I believe what he said. It's just that like 9 out of 10 of my friends that ducked lived. So I'm just gonna keep ducking for
Yeah,
now
but then
because
you
I'm in
have those
Chester.
that didn't. They like, well, where was they at? On the side of the car hiding.
Yeah, it's just
It's
real.
I mean, it's just when
These
you get
little
to a
kids be
certain
having
part-
poles,
when
nah.
you get, and that's true.
You
but
see
when
them
you get
poles,
to a
it be like
certain
30
part of
shots. I
life-
need to duck. I don't need to just be standing out there like I walk with God.
But a lot of them
that
don't
make-
fear nothing. Though.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
don't
like-
fear. They don't fear anything but God. But them boys that shooting, their fear is dying.
Let me tell you something else that they should
when
fear.
you're of a certain age, your fear is no longer dying.
Not for T. I'm
Your
gonna let
fear
you know.
is not doing what God has called you to do.
For every young man that don't fear nothing and shoot something, I've seen what they fear. What they fear is when they're in that courthouse in media,
I was about to say that.
and that judge is, and the DA done already told you when you was down in the holding cell. He said, "Man, you looking at like 50 years." He said, "50 what?" He said, "Let's just hope that they run it consecutive and not concurrent."
And this the DA or this the
You know,
lawyer?
you know your public defender or your lawyer. He's trying to come down there and trying to loosen the pillow a little bit.
Fuck
But he
loosening
said,
the pillow.
But he said, "Man, you're looking at
About to lay your head on a sharp rock. You're looking at about 50.
what is it? Hold on, Pierre. Say it right for me. It's consecutive and it's
Concurrent.
concurrent. Concurrent is when they run them together, right?
Right.
Yeah, because consecutive at any given time. So let's say you got 3 charges. You got the carrying the firearm, the aggravated assault, and you got let's just say disorderly conduct.
Right.
If they run it concurrent, then they're together.
Right. And it's all one sentence.
But they can bootleg them. I know the word bootleg was very known to me, and they said, "Oh, we can bootleg them, and then that'd be 10, 10, and 10." So that'd be like 30
30
years.
years.
You like, I didn't even kill the nigga. He was like, "Yeah, just don't worry. If they run it bootleg, you looking at 30 years." And I seen them niggas sit in them chairs when they get them times, and they be like, "Ooh." So all the fear of I ain't scared of no man in the world, they be scared of that judge.
But it
Your
it's not even
Honor.
about 30 years. Soon as the Cubs hit them, like, oh, shit.
My cousin Durant, he be
Yeah, I'm
shooting people
sorry.
too.
Yeah.
Who helps them before they get to that point? Like
Nobody.
Who hits the streets and tells them, listen, bro, like when you go, like who sets up the mock courts and the mock jails and say, listen, when you get to this point, it ain't no turning back.
It ain't no
You ain't
turning
no
back.
OG in the jails. Like you don't, your name don't hold weight once you get upstate. Like there wouldn't, who helps with that?
Let me tell you, upstate is nothing but a bunch of lions ready to play. It don't matter what your charge is. It don't matter if you killed 20 people, right? You could have killed 20 people and you walking into that upstate
There's a
jail.
motherfucker up there that done killed 50.
He don't care that you killed 20. He wants your snacks. What's up with them snacks? What's up with them goodies you got?
What goodies? The goodies you buy from
Yeah.
commissary?
You like, what's going on here, OG?
Or you want your cheeks?
Yeah, but who tells these boys the truth?
In between
like,
that.
for so long it was masked. It was masked. It was covered up. Like people don't people don't want to tell their truth. Hey, I went upstate and this is what happened. As soon as I got there, a nigga was 6'2", 250, 300 pounds, and told me I had to give him everything that I had in myself.
So, but it starts with us though, right? Because like even in like my neighbor,
It started
from
with
A
you.
Street,
You're
like,
doing
A
it.
Street, like I go out and tell my young boys, like, yo, listen, I've been up there. You know what I mean? Like not upstate. I've been out the county. Listen, I'm not going back. I did 30 days out there, John.
Oh, you just wanted to add that extra?
Listen,
20
yeah,
days?
listen.
He said 30 days like that shit was serious, like nigga. But 30 days is serious off your life.
I did.
Any time off your life.
Actually, I did a month and a half. I'm eating.
Oh, you
know what I
add,
mean?
this nigga just added time on to his
Listen, I'm
time.
telling you, no, seriously.
Nah, but see these tight jeans.
I did a month and a half for some stuff that it wasn't even mine. You know what I mean? One of my boys ain't take his charge. And I'm like, yo, I'm already on what's the job? Probation. I'm already on probation. They're gonna give me a detainer. I'm on probation for a gun charge. I said, yo, they already gonna give me a detainer. I know I'm gonna have to do some time, dog. Yo, take your stuff. He didn't take his stuff right then and there. So I had to sit, when back then you had to sit like a month and a half to see the judge.
Right.
So when I was out there eating oodles and noodles, I'm like, yo, I can't eat this shit no more. I'm not eating it no more.
Huh?
You know what I mean? So it's like, yo,
Oodles
said,
and noodles
no.
are rich nigga food.
Listen, you see what I'm saying? In jail, I will never eat oodles and noodles again. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so I gets up there and I finally get out. I said, yo, I'm never going back to that joint. It's like a bird trapped in a cage. And one of my boys that was locked up upstate, I asked him, he passed away now, but I asked him, I said, yo, would you rather get shot in your leg and the bullet go straight through, or you go spend 30 days upstate again? He said, shit, shoot me right now. I said, yo, did you hear? I said, yo, it was a bunch of us out there. I said, did you hear what he just said? That shit ain't no joke up there, man. This man rather get shot right now instead of go do another 30 days upstate. I said, don't be fooled out here. So I'm doing the process with, people in my neighborhood. Because, I talk to them, but I can also get nasty and talk to them, grip them up, because I know I grew up with them. Yo, listen, don't do this. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You can't do that all over the city.
I just need people to be honest with their testimony.
Absolutely.
I need for them to tell people the truth.
Yeah.
We talked about it in business, but you also have to talk about it with life trials and tribulations
Absolutely.
too. So I just want people to be honest with these boys. Like, stop saying the county is a fucking playground.
It ain't.
'Cause I've always
Nah.
heard
It's
the
a joke.
county
It's
is
a joke when you go out there, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's playing, so you get caught up in the
Yeah,
play.
everybody
I
joking
remember
in
before I went
video
upstate,
games and
I'm sitting there, I'm like,
chessboards.
damn, like I'm going upstate, but I was going home first.
Hold on, listen to this, right? His life-changing moment was my life-changing moment upstate.
So they
Go
up
ahead,
there,
tell him.
they playing football, right? And then I'm like, yo, why y'all niggas playing around? Like, I don't feel comfortable in this joint. I go back in my cell. I go home on house arrest. I come back, and now I'm back in jail, and I'm going upstate. I'm like, damn, I'm not doing this shit again. My son was just born.
His life-changing moment wasn't my life-changing moment.
It wasn't his. Right?
My
Everybody.
life-changing moment was the signing of the
Can he
papers.
finish? Can he finish?
Nah. Like, this your show, but Pierre don't run this show. Pierre own the radio
But I want to
station.
hear what he has to say.
Yo.
about his life-changing moment.
What's
Was
your life-changing moment?
I just turned his mic off. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. So your life-changing moment,
So
Jackie
my-
was just born.
My life changing moment came.
I don't want to be here no more. I'm going in here.
when I sat in Graterfoot on restriction. I was there for 8 months. Like, they didn't move me to a jail, and I'm like, yo, they lost my paperwork. They didn't have my paperwork, and I had to go see my son.
Because you're an illegal alien, you fucking Haitian.
My lawyer died when I turned myself in. He told me he could beat the case. My grandfather told him, don't waste your breath. You feel me? He died of an asthma attack, reaching for his inhaler. So,
Literally.
right.
Don't waste your breath.
Don't waste your breath. You're gonna need it. Right? Don't waste your breath. You're gonna need it. My people Haitian. So, but I sat out that joint for 8 months, and people was coming in and out. They were going to their jail. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? And the brother came and talked to me and said, man, it's a reason you sitting here for 8 months. You got to learn what it's like to sit inside of this cell, because this is what you're gonna have to do when you go home. They don't want you in the bars. You ain't supposed. Where you gonna go? You gonna sit in the fucking house. Learn to be content in the space that you occupy right now. Learn to be content in the things that you're doing right now, because you out there doing I was doing a million things when I was out here. So I learned those 8 months I sat there, then they came and got me, and I went up Dallas, and I was like, damn, I'm not doing this again. This is not going to happen. As soon as I got up there, everybody like, what the fuck is you doing in here? What was you out there doing? Like, dumb shit.
See, Pierre switched over one part, though, Nafate. And this is serious, because he went upstate. And, at one time, me and him talked about it. That's why I thought he was going to say it again. When you go from the county, right? So I was going to the county a bunch of different years. I was always going to the county for dumb shit.
There you are.
And then when you go for this transfer, as soon as you get to the new jail, listen, you got all your shit from the county. You could have clothes and food and money and all this other shit, right?
Right.
And you meet this guard in his basement, in a dark fucking basement. And
Walls
that
look
nigga
like
say
got
to you,
blood all over
he hands you this paper and he said, I need you to sign right here. And you say, what's this for? He said, all right, so all the stuff you brought with you, throw it in the trash. All we care about is where you want your body to go. I'm like, my body? I'm going home. What the fuck you mean, my body? He was like, I'm just being honest. You may not make it past this cell that's right here.
Wow.
You might not make it past this cell I'm about to put you in right now. Cause this is upstate now. We in a different ball field. And I was like, and I'm like, it just blew my mind. Cause it was all these gangsters that I just came up with, niggas that was murderers, and I'm in the game. And I was in shape and I'm fucking niggas up. And he said, listen, I can't guarantee that you're gonna make it from Gradford to Camp Hill. So where do you want your family to pick up your body from? I'm like, what? I'm like, what if I don't sign it? They said, we'll just put your body in the crematory. I had to make that decision for my family. And then I had to toughen up and say, listen, I was big, man. I'm like 230 pounds, muscle. It was niggas in there that was like 6'8". They was LeBron James size. 280 pounds all muscle. I said, damn, please don't put me in a cell with this nigga.
Yeah, but who
Dear
tells
Lord.
the kids that that's not where when they out here pretending?
We tell them.
We
came back and we told
I don't
them.
buy my younger children Nerf guns and water guns, stuff like that. None of that. I don't.
Then
don't
how did
get
I
me
get
wrong.
shot when I
just
walked in your house?
I just recently started taking my kids to the range to teach them the proper way of using a gun. But I before don't buy my oldest son. Don't buy him a gun. That's not a gift for him. I don't want you to give him a Nerf gun. I don't want you to give him a water gun. I don't want him to think that it's okay to play with a gun. And that's our problem. So, but no one never explained to me the route for upstate. My brother stood in front of my son and said, nephew, 20 years ago, I was in your same shoes. They're 20 years apart. 20 years ago, I was on my way to graduation. Some young bucks wanted to try me. And guess what? I chose the streets instead of going to finish my education. He said, I was right where you are today. He said, I'm telling you. And he was crying, explaining to my son why he doesn't want to go to jail, why he don't want to go upstate, why. And he was saying, he said, listen, he said, them storybooks, they different. They wrong. If I tell you, was when I was tired of taking orders from white people. So after 17 years, I was done. And this is when he told my son, 20 years later. He said, I walked in that jail when I was 20 years ago.
Listen, them white people up
17
there,
years old.
they talk different, Nav.
They talk
Listen,
They'll call you a nigger to your face. They'll call you a coon to your face.
You don't gotta tell me. We walked in a restaurant. My dad like, girl, if you don't keep going, best pancakes I ever had in my life. We was up Waynesboro.
Right.
Listen, they play a different game upstate. And for me personally, another learning experience was for me, I was supposed to be in there for 18 months. I did altogether, my whole time altogether for jail was 6 years. Because when I went upstate, the counselor told me that this is a state facility. We don't have to listen to shit that media say.
Nothing.
I said, this is my first charge ever in life.
Right.
They said, we don't give a shit. Get ready to do your whole time.
Right.
See, but another thing is, as men, everybody don't tell their testimony. Like, the younger generation need to hear the testimony that what you went through and what you came through. You know what I mean? Like, I always tell my testimony no matter what. Like, another time, when I was locked up, I seen the boy throw piss right in the boy's face. What's that say? Oh.
Niggas
He had
eating
it
up
waiting
piss?
for him, huh? He had it waiting in the milk crate for him. You know how that went.
I'm like, what the fuck? This is my first time in jail. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, bro, this shit serious. As soon as I get to the block, the boy like, yo, you stole something on. I said, what the hell was going on in this joint? And he said, man, lock in. I said, let me sit down, see what's going on here. So I'm looking, and the only thing I hear is doom, 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 doom. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna help him. Like, I'm like, this man can die in this cell right now.
Day.
You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there back and I'm looking. I'm like, so when he came out, this man, that gash was so big in his head. It looked like he picked him up and bashing his face to the toilet or something. He was so dazed and so dizzy. I was like, yo, I'm not coming back in this joint, man. I'm not coming back in here. Like,
And you
it's
have to tell
real.
yourself that. You have to say, I'm not doing this no more for it to really work. Because I know all the times I was going out the county, I was like, man, this and that was enough. And I was out there bullshitting when I was younger. But that
But
last
that's
one,
the
Yeah.
story.
I
That's
think
the
them
stories
kids hear
that's
it,
being
though.
told.
Listen.
Like it's never the when I went upstate that Graterford. When I went for a visit in Graterford, and I tell chicks this all the time, that was the worst jail I ever visited. To go when you coming in down that driveway and then the walls shut, and I'm thinking, yeah, I ain't coming back here no more. This is not going to happen. And then when you go into jail, it's dimly lit. I'm like, turn the fucking lights on. This is what I want to yell at them. It's dirty. Like you can see the grit on the ground where they barely
It's
mopping
mice
the
in
floor.
that
Bradford.
joint. It's rats
It's
in that
rats
motherfucker.
that'll eat your commissary before the fucking niggas take it.
I'm looking at it like,
It
but
was.
people don't say that. They like, you ever been on a visit upstate? I'm like, yeah. And then I went to Graterford.
And then they make you strip naked.
And they like, huh? They don't make you strip naked.
Oh, they don't make you strip naked. No,
I'm talking
listen.
about me.
No, no,
They
all right,
make
visitors.
the
baby, I'm
inmates.
sorry. I had to say it. I had to say it out my mouth. Because us inmates, I got to strip naked and let you see my asshole.
Every time.
For me to come see my family, for me to see my kids, I got to be degraded as a man.
And totally understand that, but who tells these kids this? Who keeps it 100 with them? Like, listen, young
nobody
blood,
wants to be. No, again, it goes back to saying when you're in pain, when you're going through depression. Nobody wants to talk about their most depressing moment. Nobody wants to relive that moment. It hurts them. I don't have a problem with talking about it. You feel me?
say
Because
communication. So if your story can save someone else, why not tell your
I talk
story?
about it. I talk about it every day. Every day I go out to the prison, I meet with new people, and I'm telling them, listen, man, this ain't what you
But
want.
they're already at the prison.
But they're coming home.
Yeah, they coming home.
They're coming
When?
home. They're
They're
coming
already-
home in 6 months, so
So
we're
how about
working on
you
a
coulda
home
stopped
plan.
them- how about you coulda stopped them 6 months ago?
I couldn't have stopped them 6 months ago because they were entrenched in it. They didn't give a fuck. Right? There are men out here on the street right now that you can go to and talk to. He's in the shit. He got a pole hanging out his back pocket. He ain't not trying to hear that shit. Motherfucker, I'll shoot you for real if you keep getting in my motherfucking way. So when you get
Why
to that
do we
point,
look at people like they're that tough?
it's not about being that tough because a
No,
gun.
it's
not that
It's
tough.
not
It's
about
that
being
ignorant.
that tough, but they will. They will pull it out. You ever had a gun pointed at you and the motherfucker ain't pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
Right.
That's ignorance. It ain't.
That's
It
ignorance.
ain't tough.
That ain't tough.
But people look, oh, he in the trenches. He don't even know what the trenches is yet. This Chester,
him, he does.
Chester is not the trenches. You take them all the way across the United States to over there to East LA and drop them in the trenches and see if they survive. That's when you can say I've been in the trenches. Take them up. What's that up? The drug.
So you're
world of
minimizing
Philly.
what they doing.
It's so small here.
So-
like you look at them, you like you're not even built. I told my son.
So there are
"You're
wars,
not
people
built for
shooting
this."
each other, people dying, and you're minimizing.
And then
I
they
think this
crying
is the-
once they get to the
I
jail.
think this is the trenches for them.
This is their trenches.
I think
this is their version
listen,
of it.
I think this is their version of the trenches. But let me tell you, no matter what neighborhood you put them in, right? From here to LA, from here to Chicago, there's no deeper trenches than jail. I say this to you right now, Naf. If Monday night me and you go out to a bar and I beef with a nigga, and he gonna decide to shoot me next Friday when he see me, he say next time I see K Hunt, I'm gonna put holes in him. See, in jail, it's I said something smart to you in the yard, and before the yard is over with, he done visited me with a shank. The trenches in jail is a little bit more close, fast. It's like right now. It isn't a week later. It isn't a month later. It isn't I'll see you tonight. It's I'll see you now. And the trenches is some people can be stronger enough because you got to remember, as a boy, right? Even though they're not going through the same gangster shit that they're going through in Chicago, just the fact that I got to go find a gun, I got to be in fear of my life, losing my life. I got to be in fear of, I got to shoot somebody. The cops might get me. Everybody's trials and tribulations is different. So I can't say what the trenches is for Nav, and I can't say what they are for Frankie. Fuck, the trenches may be for some. I got friends from Chichester, and the trenches for them was they fucking had their skateboard wheel broke. And they had to carry their skateboard from Tri-State Mall to Chichester Avenue. That was the trenches to them. Everybody live it a little bit different.
Listen, I just say if the conversation is held early on, it can prevent. They always say tell your story so it can save someone else.
Yeah.
And I just want people to get out of that. It's my business. mentality.
But some people are scared to share their testimony for what reason? I don't know why, but
One day it's gonna be heard.
That's what I'm
Whether
saying,
it's gonna be
yeah.
heard from you.
yeah, but just a lot of people just scared to share their testimony of what happened or what they went through. They don't, I'm tough. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Let them know he did this to me or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But
Man, I heard a man tell another young bull, "You don't want to go upstate." I was up there, a nigga snatched me off the top bunk.
yeah, it's real.
But he wouldn't say he said it to a little boy, but he wouldn't say it out in public.
Because it's a punk move for him. He sees it as somebody
He was a
that's
child at the
disrespect.
time.
He's seeing it as disrespect, right? I was up there, ain't nobody never tried nothing with me. You understand what I'm saying? But you had motherfuckers
You
that
got
was up
people-
there
and
and they
they
got
sit-
raped in the shower.
Yeah,
And,
no.
and
I
I,
was
I was
up-
gonna
I
say
was
it's
up
not
there-
all that everybody says it is.
Meek Mill said a line in his rhyme that I believe that was so great. He said he fought his enemy from the night to the morning time. I was one of them people. I was a fighter, and they put me in a cell with a nigga that I didn't fuck with. And guess what? We boxed all night long. We went to sleep. He knocked me out. I went to sleep. I woke up. I was like, I'm gonna get this nigga off his bed. I fucked him up. He got fucked up. He woke up. He fucked me up. Like, we did it all night long. And guess who knew about it? The guards. The guards sat at the window and watched this fight the whole night. Some niggas will never tell that story. Some niggas won't tell you that in Gradiford is an older jail, right? It's more gay people in Gradiford than it is in every jail.
Every jail.
So guess what you happen when you go there? You seen your old head there, he was all diesel, and somebody else walked up to you and said, you know he gay, right?
Right. It's like, what?
And he like, huh, man, come on, man, you want this water?
Like, hell
You want
no.
these honey buns and stuff,
Hell
man?
no.
You know, man, maybe we should get you reclassed to my cell, man, because,
Nah, I'm good.
yeah, they won't tell you that part.
I'm
Nah.
good.
They won't tell you that it's niggas upstate.
They won't tell.
No,
Niggas
I'm
don't
saying
tell it.
no. I'm saying it's certain men that's scared to tell you that they best friend that they went upstate with was walking around the whole yard holding another nigga pocket. That meant he was that other nigga's property for the rest of the time up there.
Well,
I'm not
I think
going
y'all
back
should
upstate.
Testify a little bit more.
Ain't no way in hell.
I think it should be told that this is what I saw when I was there. I don't think you're ready for that, young blood.
Absolutely.
I think that it should be said to these young men today. Like, let me tell you something. Once you get in front of that judge and he hit that gavel,
You know,
ain't no
everybody
turning
think
back.
everybody think they tougher.
Once he
though,
hit
man.
that
everybody
gavel,
think
you
they
can't
tougher than
switch
you.
that.
So
All right,
if I
so
go,
how about
I go
you
out there
just
and I
tell
say,
him?
listen, this is what happened to me upstate, right? This is how I felt about it. Well, he gonna be like, that ain't gonna happen to me, nigga. You weak. There ain't a man out here that's gonna sit there and say, as a young
then you
bull,
gotta tell him,
as a
you
young
gotta-
bull, 17, 16, 15, 14, you're not gonna sit there and say and assimilate your life to his. Nigga, I'm not gonna go through that.
So then
How
you
many
say you
motherfuckers
remember, you remember Big Tony from up the street? He called Pretty Tony in jail. You gonna see
But
him when
Big
you
Tony
get up
come
there.
home and he got respect
Big
'Cause
Tony
he did his time.
because he did his time.
It don't have nothing to do with what happened when he went upstate. He still did his time. He didn't tell. He took his time on the chin. That's the only time he getting respect. But then when somebody say, "I see your girlfriend,"
Yo, you shut the fuck out. But no, we definitely need to come together. We need to bring all the men together. And we need to go into these schools, and that's another thing that I'm trying to do with the program, right? Get enough men together where we can go in there and talk to the kids, so they understand. Listen, we're here. If you see us on the street, you can stop us. You can talk to us. You can come to us and tell us you're dealing with a problem. You got an issue. You need some money. As opposed to you out here running the street, picking up a gun and dealing with Mike, because Mike feeds you and buy you sneakers, and he give you a gun and tell you go shoot Derek. That's what it is. It's simple shit. A motherfucker that got control will always abuse his control. There's
yeah,
no
'cause
way
if he
around it.
buying your sneakers, he acting like your dad.
Right. So he feel like he could.
He
Yo,
didn't give you your money. You got to pay me.
no.
You got to pay me. You ain't just buying me a pair of sneakers and something from Show Else. It's not gonna happen.
No, it don't work. like that.
I just think people.
I mean, I came home from jail. Ain't nobody buy me shit.
No, we talking about now.
Yeah. Can I get a pair of-
I don't know.
I never had a
I came home from jail.
Oh, he got a pair
Nah,
of Jordans on.
Yeah, I never had a pair.
I came
he
home
the
from
boy.
jail.
Damn.
It wasn't. I had good friends. I had you, Frank. I had Pierre. I had Naf. Guess what? I lived in Chester Apartments. It was bullet holes in my door. I spoke to the young bucks out front. I didn't have no furniture in my
I
crib.
wasn't your friend when you came home.
Yes, you did, bitch. Your motorcycle was parked in my fucking front room.
You took all my stuff.
I didn't take it. That's not taking. That was my jail in me. I was breaking out of my jail
He
stages.
was
So you-
taking all my stuff.
So you took
Oh, he
his
was
bike
stealing it.
and
He
was
parked it
stealing
in
it.
Oh, so you
his-
had
Yeah,
to
the
go. You
motorcycle.
had to go
Right.
and get
And
it.
I needed to ride a motorcycle, so
Right.
I put his motorcycle inside my apartment. so that I could take it out when it was my only furniture.
See, when he give me free stuff, it don't be free. It's stuff that he took from me years ago.
He giving it
He
back.
always give it back. It's like, I
Damn.
gave Frank this. No, he did not.
no, he did
took
not.
Plenty of stuff from me
Right.
that we don't talk about that always like, damn, I remember, let me look Frank out. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, let me give him a payment.
I can
today.
definitely
You know
say,
what I mean?
coming from upstate
Oh, now I
to
don't feel
the
bad when
city.
he come in here and take my liquor.
Nah, listen,
Right.
coming
That's
from
just what he do.
coming
Yeah,
from
yeah.
being somewhere for 5 years, 6 years, and then coming to the streets, I needed people like Doughboy Frankie. I needed people like Pierre. I needed people like Parson to say to me, "Yo, you don't have to live like that no more."
Right.
I was in my apartment with oodles and noodles. You know what Frankie would do? He would come with food.
Right.
Like, yo, cook this. You're a hell of a chef, nigga. Cook
Right.
this
Cook
food.
this.
I didn't have no furniture. I didn't have no opening to shit. So yeah, I almost went back to the streets because I went and bought a gun.
Right.
And I'm like, the first nigga to step to me, he's getting aired out. I've had friends that died. My brother, Cool L, he died when he came home from jail. And I said, I'm not gonna die like this.
Right.
He was there. Remember, you was like, yo, I got him. They right here. I said, yo, chill. We not doing that no
not
more,
doing that.
man.
Yeah, I was paranoid.
Yeah, I was like, we not doing that no more. man.
And further than that, I talked to the kids in the neighborhood. Kids in the neighborhood would at first they was hanging in front of my apartment. I said, Joe, this ain't for you. We not gonna do this. But let me tell you where I just came from. You don't weigh enough weight to go upstate.
Right.
They don't know
Listen,
that.
little kid.
They don't understand that.
Yeah,
How much you weigh?
everybody's skinny.
You weigh like 150 pounds.
They don't understand
You
that
won't survive.
at all.
Toothpick.
I started eating as soon as I got up there. Blueberry donuts and oatmeal, bitch. I was tearing that shit the fuck up 3 times a day and going to chow. Bitch,
And
I
I-
got big as shit.
And I know a bunch of good kids though, man. And I know a bunch of good people that reach out to these kids. This pandemic done threw a loophole in everything.
Yeah, it has.
Because when you had the Nafatis cooking for homeless people every weekend, when you had the Frankies at the gym making sure all the kids got there and that they wasn't in the streets, when you had the JR Kicks out there giving out sneakers, when you had all these different people out there doing things, the pandemic said everybody has to go in their house and be on the internet.
Right.
Nah, but I think it didn't hinder us. I think that it just allowed us to revamp so that we can come out stronger. Like if you didn't get anything out of this pandemic, number one, you got to know your family a little better because now you have time for them because you was giving so much time to everybody else that you didn't have time for what was right in front of you. So you were starting to lose your own son and daughter. So that's all the pandemic did was a reset button. Now let's start now. So now your kids see the importance of what you do. Because now they know, like my mom was the reason why this little boy had school uniforms. Because now he see him, he got dirty clothes on. And I'm asking my mom, can she wash his clothes? And before I was mad because she was doing it. But it was a secret between her and whatever staff member told her. So I think it's just a recess button. It did, because in all honesty, it brought togetherness back stronger in the black community.
They always ask me, what's a part of your success, right? I say 75% of the Art Monster success is giving back.
Absolutely.
And I say that to say this. Here we go again. I'm glad Frankie here. Frankie used to say, I used to be like, Frank, like he used to give all the time before he had a foundation. And I'm like, what? He was like, man, I'm gonna be blessed. Not for T. Williams. Not if you didn't have that much money to be
Called you
fucking
Frank and gonna call my whole name.
Not for T. When we was cooking for the homeless though, Sunday would come. I had to choose between paying my bills at my house, and you had to choose between feeding your kids, right? And you was like, nah, we gonna go to the market, get all this food, and my kids and them. And you made me bring my kids there, remember?
Right.
And you be like, we're gonna eat on Sundays with the homeless people, and that's how.
But that's how it should be. Why do we have to feed them? I be saying
that's the
lines,
blessings
and then people
though.
be scared
Giving
to get
is
in
a
it.
blessing.
When people stand in, I see people who shouldn't stand in lines, but then I see people and I understand why they stand in lines. I can say I never personally missed a meal because I always had y'all or somebody I could rely on. So it was never that for me. But when I see people and y'all trying to make me miss the inauguration.
What time the inauguration?
12 o'clock.
Out of here. So listen, man, we gonna come back Friday, man. Listen,
we need Frankie back on the show, y'all.
Frankie, if you want to come back, man, you are more than welcome. You know, your family, bro, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to
Yeah, we
use the
can do a
station
boxing
for,
match
man.
on the
It's
show.
here for you. whether you want to come up here and talk to a couple brothers that's helping you out with your situation, right, and just talk about how you doing
so
it,
awesome.
you got that, bro.
Absolutely,
Like,
man. I appreciate it,
I
man.
appreciate you, bro.
Hashtag blessed up, man.
So before we roll out, we're going to talk about the word of the day, right? Today's word of the day is gulosity.
Thank you.
What?
Gulosity.
Say it in a sentence. Say it in a sentence.
Is that the noodles with the red sauce?
No. So gulosity is an excessive appetite. When out to eating with K Hunt, he shows extreme forms of gulosity.
If we was upstate nigga, I would have made you fix it. Ain't that what they said on Baby Boy? He said he beat me, Pierre. He punched me in my eye. I wasn't even looking when he punched me in my eye, Pierre.
Oh, he got you. He
I
got
wasn't
you.
looking. I was trying to fix my strings on the glove.
I think about to say, I looked
I
at
know.
her, because she hit the bell and it made me look this way. I was looking at you the whole time, though. But when she hit the bell, I went like
and
that.
you wasn't ready. That just go to show.
You got to be ready when that bell go off. Also,
I'm like Miyagi. You just Danielson.
it's
I
January
trained you.
20th. We're doing reminders for life. You know, at the end of the show, we do words of the day and reminders for life. So sometimes you are unintentionally programmed with other people's limits of your possibilities. You have to do the work to release the doubts they believe by believing you are worthy of more than they can imagine for yourself. Start by being aware of the origin of the restrictive thoughts, then make an effort to rephrase and reshape them. One of the most important things you can do is believe in yourself, your potential, and happiness. You always have what it takes to succeed. Am I provided with what I need to succeed?
Pierre,
Yo.
can you say this is 105.3,
This is 105.3.
the quiet storm?
No, and listen. No. You know what's dope,
That's
right?
what Doc said. He sound like that man that come on the radio at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, man.
You're tuned into the quiet storm.
January 14th, everybody gonna be able to see it. January 14th from 10 to 12. Everybody remember when I used to do the late night Saturday, the Sunday night joint. So Uncle P's late night mix, man. We bringing it back. And I'm gonna talk about everything I went through in 2020, man. It's gonna be a dope ass show. You know, we're gonna break it down into songs and what they mean. So, man, make sure y'all tune in.
life
Make sure y'all be a part of that.
policies.
CMPradio.net, man.
Did you just stop in the middle of the show and say, "Yo, you got life insurance"? What you
Because he
selling that
sell
to?
life
I'm
insurance and
doing
shit.
everything, man. I'm doing everything.
He stopped. He was like, "Yo, you got life insurance." Like,
I need a nice life insurance joint for like $100 a month.
You need life
He
insurance?
got it. He
I
got
do.
it.
All right, we gonna
$100 a month. Well,
Yeah.
how much life insurance you trying to
I
get?
need a-
I got
I need a
7
real
kids,
payout
bro. I
at the
need to
end.
make sure everybody get an even. I need to break it down 7 times. What
I need a real
$100,000
payout at the end.
That's what I'm saying. That's $1 million policy.
All right, then it's $1 million policy. Everybody get
got
money, and
it.
their moms get money too.
I got 250.
Yeah, I'm doing life insurance. I'm getting my license, and you know what I mean, doing that as well. And I'm coming out with a pearl. Hashtag blessed up.
You coming out with a pearl?
A pearl
You been out collecting pearls in the water?
Put it like right in the middle of the chest. Can it like go
On the
like over
shoulder?
here or something?
I'm gonna
Or
get
on the
different. I'm
sleeve
gonna get different.
with a
types.
nice cotton tee.
Can you come out with your
That's
own
all
brand of jeans?
and no tight jeans?
You had, but listen, he had tight jeans on.
CMPradio.net.
He had tight jeans on when
It's
he
the
was a kid.
station.
I did.
Who